well, you know, I'm a football guy. So you got my Tar. I'm in South Carolina right now, but I'm a North Carolina Tar Heel fan. But in the business right now, guys, it's game time for each and every one of us as well. It's game, guys. It's time. It's time to get on that field. It's time to stop playing small, and it's time to go after your dreams so we can all come out here and win a championship, guys. That's what we always shooting for. We're not shooting small. We're not shooting small no more. We're not playing small. Everybody in this game is after a title, after a championship, after something that's going to take them and their family to the next level, right? So, guys, definitely excited. Again, if you're ready to go and you're ready to learn how you can take your business to the next level, guys, I need some flames. I need some high energy. High energy equals high income. So if you're not rocking with me, guys, look, hey, we're going to be on this thing. It's going to be some amazing information. So first thing I want to do is congratulate all the promotions that happened in August. Guys, it was record-setting promotions going on. These people did some amazing things. Definitely want to congratulate you all. So, guys, if you did get a promotion, I need y'all to drop some ones and some flames in the chat for me, guys. Congratulations on your promotions, guys. So many people. The momentum that's building up into convention, right? Mr. Alfred Nixon always talks about building into a convention. And right now, guys, we are in such momentum that's going on, guys, in an industry where a lot of other businesses are not on fire, guys. United Wealth Education is in momentum building, helping a lot of people make a lot of money and change a lot of lives in the process. So definitely excited about that, guys. Congratulations. Also, guys, y'all ready for this cruise? Jimmy Oliveira, she got her cruise background. She got the beach in the background, guys. Why? Because we ready for that cruise contest. I had mine on Sunday, ready for that cruise contest, so we can actually be there live, enjoying, just rocking it out with the top leaders, CEO Paramel Nyack, our Pinnacle Senior Vice President Alfred Nixon, and all the pillars in this industry, in this business will be there, educating, learning, but also celebrating the success, guys. So definitely, you can look in your back office and check out what's where you are, right? I think it's top 55, getting 150,000 in the in points total. So you definitely want to lock in with that. See where you are, guys. It don't matter if you're coming in right now, you just got started. Oh no. Sorry about that, Lawson. It don't matter if you're just getting started or you've been on for a couple months, guys. You're now in a position where you can get on that cruise. So understand the breakdown. For every customer, $3,500, right? Every agent, I think, is $2,500. So you definitely want to get out there and start spreading this financial literacy gospel, guys. Get some enrollments just by getting a ticket to go to the convention, or helping someone on your team get tickets going to the convention. You get points there as well. So understand the breakdown so you can put yourself in a position to where you can get on that cruise competition. So definitely excited. So what we're going to have up next, guys, I want y'all to know, I need everybody to be tuned in, guys. You always want to stay close to the fire, right? A well-trained agent is a well-paid agent. And right now, we got 211 people. We need more people on. So definitely, in the meantime, right now, we all should be reaching out in our group chats. We should be, if you have an upline that's not on here, you can search through the chat. You don't see them, reach out to them. You have a downline that's not on here currently. You need to reach out to them. Anybody on your sideline, side to side, that's not on this call, you definitely need to reach out to them, because this is information that's going to help each person take their business to the next level. And the tide rises all ships. So when everybody in UWE is winning, guys, we all are winning. So you want to make sure that they are on this call, but also not just this one. They want to make sure that they own all the other ones well. So tomorrow, VP University at 8 p.m., definitely want to be locked in. This is where, guys, especially if you haven't been here, this is where VPs and above come on and educate you and train you with the same things and information that has helped not only themselves, but their teams be very successful. Set you up for success in your business and just gives you that keys, those success, the blueprint to helping you get and reach where you need to go next. On Tuesdays, guys, we need to definitely pack this out. The launch call at 1 p.m., guys. If you are a new agent first getting started, guys, Tuesdays at 1 p.m., we have our new agent launch call. You definitely want to be locked into that, guys. Make time to be in, because it's going to set you up to where you can get promoted as quickly as possible, guys. Jocelyn giving that great information on how you can really not just, start, because we don't ever want to start something, right? We want to be in position to where we actually launch. right? We don't start anything. We launch ourselves into success, high momentum, high energy to ensure that we are successful. And then Tuesdays, we do have our business overviews at 8 p.m. where Mr. Alfred Nixon is definitely heading that off. Mr. Bruce Lee Rochester is joining in, giving great information. So, guys, you don't have to do it by yourself, right? You definitely can just send people onto that call, let them get that great information, learn how to be a master inviter. Learn how to be a master inviter so they can be invited to see that information, and then you can come out here and be super successful just by having somebody else close the call for you. So, guys, we got 218. We about to get this thing jumping, and what I'm about to do first thing is actually get out of the way, guys. Sometimes you got to learn how to get out the way, and that's what I'm about to do right now, guys. I have a young lady who has come in a very short period of time with a lot of high energy, with a lot of passion, with a vision to be successful. She's just been locked in, and she's already hit something that we call the Medallion Club. The Medallion Club is that you ended the month with at least 20 enrollments that have carried over. So you are in a prestigious club, guys. The Medallion Club, she has already hit the title of sales director as well, putting herself in a position to win at a high level, reaching that prestigious title where that 380 per agent enrollment, guys, that kicks in. I've seen a lot of people make $5,000-$6,000 paychecks at the position as sales director. So she's put herself really in a position to change her family, but also helping. That means she's helping other people get promoted as well. So, Miss Cynthia Morton, did you make it on the call today?
I did. Hello, my name is Lucinda. It's okay. But yes, I am here. And hello, UWE. If you don't know who I am a member of the Wealth Boss team, where my upline is Andrea. And my mentor is Janessa. Thank you all for having me. I am super, super, super excited. Yes, I've only been here for a short time, but my motivation is going to keep me here for the long run, and I am ready to go higher and higher. I want to thank Mr. Chris and everyone. I love the Medallion Club. If you all are not in the Medallion Club, y'all missed it. We were in New York. Y'all, I'm 45 years old. That was my dream. When I was in North Carolina, I think I only had 8 clients. My goal, my coach, my upline asked me what was I going to do. I told her I was going to be in New York. Month end, I closed out 12 customers at month end, I think like within 2 days. I'm just a hustler. I'm a go-getter. When I put my mind to it, that's what I want to do. When we had this summer sizzle, y'all just don't know. My mind is set. I love what I'm doing now, y'all. I promise you, I have a full-time job. I think I forgot about my full-time job and went straight UWE. So y'all pray I still have that job, but it doesn't even matter because my thing is to help people. I love helping people, and that's what I've been doing. When I got promoted to the SD, I'm reaching, trying to help more people every day, every hour that I can. So I'm telling you all now, I'm ready to meet everyone in Houston. I'm geeked. I'm happy. I'm eager to be here. If you're not in the Medallion Club, get there. Get here, 20 people, and keep them consistent. My thing is discipline, unity, and hard work is the keys to success, and you have to be coachable. If you're not coachable, you're not going to get there. Thank you all for having me on, and thank you.
Oh, you are very welcome. Love the energy, guys. You can tell she is passionate about her business, passionate about her success. Definitely was a pleasure meeting you in New York. As well, and the team out there is doing amazing things. So congratulations, and I already know RSD is on the way. You keep on doing what you're doing right now. Just that passion, that willingness to be coachable, and you know, like you said, just putting yourself out there and making it happen. You definitely are going to reach that position. Now, I look at seeing you being there before convention in Houston. So blessings to you guys. Drop some flames in the chat for excitement, guys. Winning at a high level, and it's just good to see people getting those promotions and making things happen. So congratulations on the Medallion Club and the promotions to sales director. So next, guys, we have an elite group, a title that have made the position of executive sales director, guys. But check this out. They didn't really get there, you know, in there. It didn't take them. For me to hit sales director, it took me 5 months, right? This couple came on, guys, and in 31 days. In 31 days, went from 0 to having over 50,000 in volume in their first month, putting themselves in a position to win at a high level, extremely high level. And that means, but not only helping themselves, but guys, when you hit ESD, that means you are helping a lot of other people win at a high level as well, guys. They just getting started. They out of the Houston market. I mean, we're going to be in Houston in October, and they definitely leaving that way. They're trying to put 100 people in Houston in the building. So I just want to congratulate them and bring them on to let y'all know, guys, when you get started and you really get started and you launch yourself, there's no limit to the success that you can have. So Dr. Helen and Dr. Clay, did y'all make it on the call to give them this value?
I'm absolutely on the call, King. How are you doing today?
I'm blessed. Hey, you got it. Hey, Queen, you winning at a high level. Tell them know how you did it.
Awesome and amazing. I absolutely will. Okay, thank you so much for allowing me to speak, to share just for a few moments. I won't be before you long, but I absolutely be before you strong. I want to give a shout out to God, my Lord and Savior. Without him, I would absolutely be out 50 days because my husband is at work. And I also want to give a shout out to my success line, Dr. Marlon Hester. I just thank God for his tenacity, his resilience, him understanding the law of honor and the law of discipline and the law of love and the law of forgiveness. And so those are some keys that y'all know, as we all know, in leadership that are paramount. So without his assistance and without him encouraging us to believe one more time, we would not be here. And then I have to also give a shout out to Mr. Alfred Nixon, who came and served our entire family. And when I say family, our yes, is predicated on the yes of our children and our grandchildren. We have 9 children and 14 grandchildren, believe it or not. And he left his family to come to Houston, Texas, for 1 week and to serve all of us. And I will never, ever forget his kindness, his compassion, his resilience, and his commitment was serving with a spirit of excellence. So thank you to both of you gentlemen, you kings that's on the line, and also to your queens, because your queens had to give you permission to actually serve at that level, because serving other families is leaving your family sometime on the back end. So a real quick story of how, and I hope this inspires at least one person. If it does, put some fire, some sevens in the chat. But I started this industry in a long time ago, about 16 years ago. Mm-hmm. And coming into this industry the last couple of years, I went through something called breast cancer. And I had 7% chance to live. And I was also pregnant while I had breast cancer. So my first fight to even continue to believe in me, and definitely very horrific, because sometimes life is getting to life. And sometime along the way in leadership, you bleed when you lead. And sometime in leadership, you also change your mind about believing in platforms like this because of the betrayals, because of the disappointments. I don't know who I'm talking to today. So I made up my mind while I was dying of breast cancer that I would never do network marketing again. And you got to understand, that was a hard decision, because I had made almost $20 million in the industry, almost $20 million, had helped 33 families become first-time millionaires. Names like Damon Coleman, Nicola Jackson, Stormy Wellington, Erica McQueen, Kenny Lloyd, some giants that are still winning at a very high level. And when I was going through this horrific battle in my life, I was battling in my mind. Not only did we lose everything, like our houses, our cars, and I'm not ashamed, I'm not proud of what I'm about to say, but I'm definitely not ashamed. Put some fire in. If you late to life, be life, but you still got to be alive. And so we were on food stamps. We were on Medicaid. When I tell you we lost everything, we didn't grow up like most of you did. Maybe, you had that conversation about credit, and you had that conversation about wills and trust. You had that conversation about savings plans. We didn't know how to make a dollar holler at times. We were the family that had breakfast for breakfast, breakfast for lunch, and breakfast for dinner. But we were rich in love. But love don't pay the bills. And so we were going through it, guys. And so in this process of determining that we were going to survive and thrive and get through this difficult time, we did. After 20 months, I went into remission. But I made a promise to myself I would never get close to can in network marketing, because it requires you to have a people skill that you have to be close to people. And I was sick and tired of people. Now, I don't want nobody to judge me today, but I'm just telling my truth. And so I had gotten job offers to come on the other side of the network marketing in the corporate spectrum, because that's my background, is corporate America. And so finally, after realizing I needed to go get a job, and this was my skill set, network marketing, I took a job as a chief sales marketing officer. But I took that job disgruntled. I took that job still dealing with forgiveness, because often I would think, and I know I'm probably the only one that has ever had those thoughts, how is it that you help the most people, and when you're going through, those people don't even reach out to you? Or they constantly have a conversation with other people in leadership, telling me, oh yeah, I know her. If you haven't spent intimate time, I'm going to give you the first boom and how we were able to reach this rank. You got to, first of all, put people on the sideline that want to remind you about your past and who you were in your past. The second thing you got to do, always got to do, is you got to check people at the door when they try to tell you they know you. Because if you haven't spent intimate time with that person, you knew them. You don't know them. Know versus new. Put that in the chat. You got to check people at the door and never let people bring up your past, because only one person has something to do with your past, because nobody has a heaven or a hell to put you in. So once I decided that, you know what, I'm going to take this job as a chief sales marketing officer. And by the way, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but BB, I was the first Black woman to ever get this role in direct sales. And I was very proud of this, but I was still struggling with forgiving people. I'm trying to help somebody on today. And so I went through all the motions. I sat in this role for 3 years, and then I retired myself from being a chief sales marketing officer. I retired myself, and I said, you know what, I'll just consult for companies. I'll consult for Fortune 500 companies, what I used to do when I worked at CBS Broadcasting. I'll consult for network marketing companies that think they know how to take a company to the next level, but maybe they don't, and they're looking for my help. And while I was doing all this, I was healing and dealing. And I started the forgiveness process. That number 3, you must forgive. You must forgive. Whoever has hurt you, whoever has wronged you. When I started now this is really going to be a boom. When I started with UWE, and I'm going to help some couples today. Life was life in my marriage. That's why I started solo. Because at that time, my husband really wasn't feeling network marketing, and he wasn't even feeling. Yeah, I hope that level of transparency helps some couples on today. So in the midst of us going through marital counseling, as you should when life is lifing, we decided, you know what, we're going to give it one more run. Not for us, but for our husband. I hope I'm helping somebody on today. In the process, we had to set some boundaries, couples. We had to set some boundaries, leaders. And I'm going to give you the boundaries that we had to set to hit 50,000 plus in 30 days, okay? And to build a team of over 100 people. I'm going to give it to you. Ready? Put ready in the chat if you're ready for this. And I'm going to say this and I'm done, because I know other people have more value that they need to bring to this call. So we had to set some boundaries that number one, we will not bring our past up. Now, let me tell you what that means for us. This is a different conversation of not bringing your past up. Not the negative stuff. I'm talking about don't be bringing up the positive stuff. See, sometimes we get stuck on the fact that we used to be a millionaire. We used to be a thousandaire. We used to be a hundredaire. We used to get up in front of the room and inspire people. Yo, used to don't matter.
Woo!
Yo, used to don't count. I want to help somebody on today. So Edward and I had to sit down and talk about our past successes don't mean nothing. I had to make up my mind. I'm not going to bring up the fact that I built $1 million organization. What that's got to do with the people I got to help today? They don't care nothing about your past. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Nobody cares about what you used to do. They only care about what you're going to do today and what you're going to do to benefit them. Boom. It didn't matter that I have 3 Lifetime Achievement Awards. It doesn't matter that I have proclamation days with days named after me in the state of Texas and Louisiana. It don't matter that I have 7 And when you get low on faith, have enough humility to borrow faith from somebody else. I ain't gonna get no fire for that. I ain't gonna get nothing. And that's what my husband had to do. He said, honey, listen here. I've been betrayed. As a man, I've been scrutinized by other men that were jealous in this industry, that were threatened by me. And you have too. But I'm gonna have to let that go, and I'm gonna have to borrow my faith from you, Helen, right now. You believe in these cats over here? I want to meet them. And then we went to Chicago over the summer, and he already knew Dr. Hester, but he was like, no, I really want to get to know him because I knew him. Ooh, I'm trying to help somebody. I don't really know him. I knew him. I want to get a chance to really get to know him so I can allow him to be my leader. Number 4, somebody got to lead you, because if you had it all figured out, you'd be winning at a higher level. Hello? So you got to humble yourself and say, wait a minute, I don't know what I don't know. But let me figure out what my strengths are, and let me focus on what my strengths are, and where I'm weak, go ask for help. See, there's no shame in needing help. The shame is needing help and pretending that you don't. Oh, wow. I had to learn that the hard way. And the last thing I'm going to say to you is we made a decision to create a new story. The old story you got to make up in your mind right now. Who needs this to work? You ain't here for no hobby. You here for a career. Because a hobby, you looking for a paycheck. A career, you looking for a paycheck. So you got to make up your mind right now. New story. Put that in the chat right now. New story, new story, new story, new story. You got to come up with your new story today. Line in the sand. Forget what you did yesterday. Today, create your new story. And you have the right, the autonomy. Be cognizant of who you pick to be a part of your new story. Who are you going out to talk to? You don't need to be talking to nobody who's going to remind you of how you failed in another company. Remember the last time we did it together and it didn't work? Well, if it don't work at a restaurant and you get sick because you ate at a restaurant, you ain't going to eat again? If a relationship don't work, you just not going to be in another relationship? If you got divorced, you just never going to get married again? If you lost your car and your house like we did, bankruptcy and all that, you mean you never going to try to be a homeowner again? Man, boo-bye. So a part of your new story, you need a narrative, you need somebody to be the videographer, and you need somebody that's going to look at your story with the right pair of glasses. Because some people glasses too foggy. You got them trying to share vision with you, and they don't even have vision for themselves. You better check it from the neck up and see who you allowing to lead you when you're creating your new story. So old stories don't matter. New stories is all that matters. So my question to you, each and every one of you, I don't care what your rank is. I don't care what you've done. Because your success is only predicated on people. You helping other people. So what is your story going to be for September? Put it in the chat right now. What is your story going to be for September? How many people you about to bring in this thing? What rank you going to make? How much, forget rank, how much money you need to make? You can't pay no bills with rank. How much money you need to make? You need to hit the Karma Club and then humble yourself to pay attention to leaders who've already done it, and you listen to them. You allow them to lead you. That's what it's all about. It ain't about you showing up and talking about, oh, well, you know, let me tell you what I used to do. We don't care. So I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm everybody's cup of coffee because I'm always going to keep you woke. Back to you, Kay.
Yeah, we done. That was it. That was everything. I definitely appreciate you. The energy, guys. If you don't already know it, like the first thing, and I think Miss Alyssa Barnes said it. And hearing that, yeah, she about to go pinnacle. And that is the energy and the vibe from receiving that. And I needed every single bit. So thank you for those words. Thank you for that transparency. Thank you for the realness. Sometimes, you can't go in the software. You got to go into it direct and take it on head on and address what you got going on. And she, it don't get no more realer than that. So thank you absolutely for giving that value, for giving that transparency. And obviously you can see that that's the reason why 50,000 in 30 days is possible. That conviction, that honesty, that belief and then putting that energy and say, I'm going to do it. There's no excuses. You can already tell there's zero excuses. Too many of us are sitting here making excuses about from what we did prior, what we cannot do because of this reason, because the person beside us are left and right. And what you got to do is you got to have that conviction, that honesty to go out there and make happen what you say you want to make happen. Nobody's going to stop her from reaching her goals. Nobody's going to stop her from rebuilding her legacy and putting it back on what she said she's going to do. You already hear it. So thank you for that blessing. That's the main thing I want to say is just thank you for blessing us with those words, that energy that came straight from God. Had to. And definitely appreciate you. So, guys, I'm going to get out the way one more time. And guys, already enough value. Imagine if you have more people on your team on this call just to hear that part, right? Just to hear that part, right? And we got so many more leaders and so much more value coming up. What if they just got that part? So much value already. Guys, I'm already ready to run. I'm working on the phone as we speak because, guys, it's game on. So I'm going to get out the way and introduce somebody who I have so much respect for. I'm always positive, always down for a phone call to help me guide myself in my direction, right? Even at the title I'm in, I still need to learn more. I still need to learn from people who've done it at a higher level and doing it better, right? And he always has time to have a conversation. And he always puts everything in perspective on the focus of in this business, what we should be focused on. And also, guys, he is maneuvering not only for us, but he's maneuvering for UWE as a whole. He's what we like to call the best vice president in the industry, best VP of sales in the industry, always winning, always positive, guys. He's a man with purpose. He's an amazing husband, amazing father, and just a man that, you know, when you want to be a man and you want to look up to other men and see how they walk in their walk, this is one of those people that I look at and say, hey, man, he's walking with a purpose, and I want to get closer to him because I want to stay close to that fire as well. So, guys, I'm going to get out the way and introduce Mr. Chris Holder, the greatest VP of sales in the industry. Did you make it on the call today?
Of course I made it on the call, Jamal. Y'all had a call and somebody, I saw the light up, so I had to make sure I was available, man. I appreciate you for your consistency, man, and what you do. And obviously I enjoy our calls. I'm looking forward to seeing you on your run to Pinnacle. For the individuals that got promoted, Lucinda, Dr. Helen, you guys are both amazing. Dr. Helen, thank you so much for that message. I think a lot of times, you know, like we always say, right, if you've been in the industry a very long time, you'll hear that sometimes you need the training and sometimes the training needs you, right? So I'm not sure who on the call that message might have been enough, meaning like everything else we're going to say, you're now in a place where you can receive what's going to be said. Sometimes we come in with all the distractions, everything happening, and sometimes a message that someone came, they said, wow, wait a minute, let me refocus. And you guys know when I first got here, you guys remember when I first got here, the first thing I told you is that I want to make sure that I build this thing. I help build up this company in a way where anyone can come in, and this opportunity is exactly what they needed, exactly what they're looking for, because obviously people are paying attention. So I always looked at the comp plan, I always looked at our product, I always looked at the people. And that's why I always said, man, if we can do this thing right, we can be the premier company when it comes to financial literacy in the US, right? The focal point of making sure we had a product that would allow individuals to be able to fix something that I've already seen is they're not trying to fix. And we can be a part of that, meaning we can impact every single person in front of us. And to have leaders like we just heard a part of this company, and I know there's some upcoming leaders that we haven't heard from yet. So I'm just looking forward to what's going to happen over the next couple months. I've seen runs before. Runs start when the people come together. I'm telling you, when the people come together, and we're all supporting and we're all going in the same direction, man, is it a beautiful thing. So I just wanted to give you guys a couple things. I know we've been talking about the updates. Let me see how many of you guys are happy with some of the updates into the comp plan that I was able to get done for y'all. If you were happy about some of those updates, just put a 1 in the chat. If you're just happy about maybe one of those updates, just put a 1 in the chat. Y'all guys know my rule. If I work hard to give you something and you don't tell me that you care for it, I'm taking it back. It's going right back in. I'm going to wait a couple months till some people who can appreciate it, I'm bringing it back. But I'm glad that you guys appreciate it. And how many of you guys appreciate our current month special? All right, our September promotion. How many of you guys are appreciative of that promotion, right? And as you guys can see, I'm looking to make sure that we put things in place to help individuals build fast. But here's the key. be able to build sustainable businesses. It's one thing to build fast. You heard Dr. Hill say, man, we made 50,000 in 1 month. Now, those people, anyone who understands the industry, understands that you can hear a run and hear numbers and say, man, that's something, I don't know if I could repeat that. With the adjustments we made into our compensation plan that I put in there for you guys, that means anything that you do 1 month can be repeated again on month 7, can happen again. It can happen at any point in time. So nothing anymore is out of reach, okay? So I'm really excited about it, but just a quick rundown in case you guys forgot. 500 in volume is now what you get for bringing in a full price customer that is permanent. That means you bring a customer in at 188, you now get 500 in volume for that. That means that if you get someone started in business, you get 400 in volume. That person goes out and gets 2 customers. All of a sudden, that's $1,000 in volume. When you think about hitting ranks and you think about going VP and all those other ranks, you can recognize the importance of that additional volume. So I'm really excited about that. I'm also excited, guys, about the fact that within all of that, you guys can now get promoted to field trainer and senior field trainer just out of volume. Just on no leg requirements. Now, a lot of you guys may not understand why that's big, but it's very rare in direct sales that you can come in and hit 2 rank promotions just by acquiring customers, truly by acquiring customers. And then if you guys look at what happens from an income standpoint for that person, how much that can change someone's situation in 30 days or 60 days, right? Which then brings us to what we're looking at now in September, right? So the month of September, you guys know, a new agent comes in. If someone gets started in their first 14 days, if that person can acquire 2 full price customers, they now will get an additional 300 in volume, which automatically promotes them to field trainer. So think about that. New person comes in today, they do a PBR, they get their launch out the way, and right with that launch, they acquire 2 customers. They also just got their first rank promotion. All right, so just think about that for a second. First 14 days, they can do that, but because of our volume and what we're able to get, they're close anyway, right? But we want to make sure we zone in on 14 days. In the same time, for those individuals who are leaders and you want to place customers within your organization to help that new person, if you place a customer within a new person's first 14 days, right, that first 14-day window, that actually changes the 50-50 payout to 75-25, okay? But let's go back to that new person. They come in, they get 2 customers within their first 2 weeks of business. They got promoted. Let's just say they go out and acquire 3 more customers, and now they have a total of 5 new customers in the month of September, all right? They will then start their qualification for an additional $250 just for acquiring the 5 customers. I want you guys to hear that again. I'm a new agent. I just got started in business. I'm just trying to see if this thing works, right? Because I know when I got started in network marketing, however many years ago, my situation was very simple. If I could make an extra $500 a month, it would have been game changing. They were showing me the comp plan and showing me, I was like, listen, I don't care about all that. I don't care about none of that. I need to make $500. I need to make $500. If I could do that every month, things are going to change. And I remember thinking about how hard it is to make $500 in the industry once I started, because I didn't have a network. I did a lot of things I didn't have. So I was afraid of what it would take. When I take a look at what we're doing here, is we're coming in and saying that we have a great product. And if someone goes out this month and acquires 5 new customers, not only do they make the $100 per customer, so they make $500, they make an extra $250 for those customers maintaining their service for that month. So that means that you get a customer in September, when they make their second payment in October, you get $250. That's how that works, okay? So that means that you now have set someone up for early success in business, all right? Now, why I'm excited about this is we were able to open it up to every single agent in the company. This isn't a new agent promotion. This is, if you've got an ID in UWE and you go get 5 new customers, you also are able to tap into this bonus as well. So you can lead from the front. There's a lot of you guys who are out there acquiring customers just in general. You're just doing it anyway. This month, you get 5 for this month. All of a sudden now, you are now in position to go right on ahead and get that extra 250. Now, why I like this is it's lined right up with Houston. Okay. Now, how many of you guys going to Houston? If you're going to Houston, put I don't even know what's the airline. Is it HOU? Is that the airline for Houston? Am I wrong? Anybody know? Well, whatever it is. What is HOU? All right, put HOU in the chat. That means you're going. Okay. Now, for some of you, I know there's another part of Houston because I made that mistake one time. I went to Houston. I went to the wrong airport and ended up being like forever away from where I needed to be. So there is another airport in Houston. Just want to put that. But I know HOU, that's where we're going to be. Now, if you're going to be there, I'm excited because of what we're going to do. Now, just to give you guys a quick rundown of what this is going to look like, normally Fridays, we have our leadership dinners, right? So we have our leadership. So if you're qualified, you'll be able to come to that dinner. That'll be Friday night, 6:30. For the first time, at least the first time since I've been helping putting together the event and laying everything out, we're actually going to do an overview Thursday prior to that. That means that if you have some individuals in Houston and you want those individuals to take a look at the information, you met someone on a plane or you met someone on the street, y'all know how y'all do. What's going to happen is you can actually bring them to the actual event location, and there's going to be a room where the presentation will be shown. Now, we haven't determined yet who's going to do the presentation. Some people have asked me to do it. I don't know. Now, Alyssa's been stressing. I'm joking. Alyssa's not stressing me. But we're going to be doing that right after. We're going to do a quick start. Okay, so that means that the person's going to get a chance to see the presentation. They're also going to get a chance to see what it takes to get started. But then after, y'all know me, because everybody's been stressing me out, not sending me these budgets, but I'm going to let y'all live for a little bit. But I am going to start calling people out at events that haven't been giving me their budgets. I'm going to have a screen up of all the people I'm waiting to send me their budgets. So let y'all know right now, I'm not playing with this thing. Y'all acting like little kids. I need these budgets. Anyway, at the event, right after that, we're also going to have a financial check-in. Okay, now a lot of you guys know my background is as a financial expert. I've been doing finances forever. So to me, we have to talk about it. So we're going to do a check-in, right? Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to run up on you and I need you to show me all, but you're going to have a check-in, because if you're not checking in, that means your team's not checking in. That's how I've looked at it. If the leader's not checking in on their finances, checking on where they are monthly, paying attention to their own numbers, I know that leader is also not checking in on their teams and really don't know what's the driving force behind the people they're working with, okay? Right after that financial check-in, then we're going to jump into leadership. Then obviously we're going to go into our full day training on Saturday, okay, where we have our updates. Obviously we have our workshop rooms. We're going to be covering everything from customer acquisition to products to this. So just understand that we have a full-fledged breakdown of everything. We will also have the details for convention at the event. So our goal is to have all that stuff ready for you guys so you can start to map out how you and your team are going to get ready to go towards the end of the year and then obviously kick off into the beginning of the year. So we're really putting some things in line for you guys to make sure that not only are you guys excited, but we're making sure that we're putting a lot of substance behind what we're doing, making sure that we're teaching individuals how to build sustainable long-term businesses while having as fast of success as someone is looking for. So we want to make sure that the reason you're not going as fast as you could isn't because of us. We want to make sure we put everything in place, everything's moving smooth so that we can continue to get better as we grow as a company. So really excited about what we're doing. I mean, to think 20 years later, some of the things we're still putting on the table for you guys. I'm looking forward to a couple things because we're really close to a couple things. And when those things open up, I'm telling you guys, it's just going to continue to explode. So I want you guys to make sure that you guys are connecting with your teams. One of the biggest things I tell you guys all the time is checking on budgets. Before we get to bad credit, it starts with a bad budget. Just always remember that, okay? If anytime I talk to someone, before they tell me, I'm like, hey, let's take a look at your budget And I'm pretty sure I can find out how we got to where we got to with these numbers. So let's start making sure that we actually truly are a product of the product in our own finances, which makes it so much easier to hold our clients, our friends, and our business partners to the same standard, because we're not speaking about something that we are not doing ourselves. So really excited to be here with you guys. Looking forward to hearing the training today. And once again, if I haven't gotten to you guys yet, just know I will. Making my rounds. There's a lot of people in the company, and you guys know I literally try to call everybody. So if I haven't gotten to you, if not, I'll see you at the event. But just know, if you want to get ahead of the line, just hit me up. Just, hey, Chris, let's connect, and I'll do my best to make sure that set up calls. If you need me to do a training, whatever it is, you guys know I want to make sure that I'm there to help as many of you guys reach the top of this company and be that example in your family and in your surroundings. Because there's some people that only you are going to get to. There's some people that are out there, guys. It doesn't matter what I say to them. It doesn't matter what Alfred says to them. It doesn't matter what Alyssa said. It doesn't matter what anybody. They will not be moved to action. But then when you say the same thing that any of us are saying, they will receive what you're saying because they were assigned to you. I always felt that way. I've never felt any other way. I always felt that we've been assigned a certain amount of people that are going to help us get to where we want to go. I've always felt that God has put people in our lives for a particular reason, and there's certain people that we are meant to lead. So my thing is making sure that we are prepared for those people. So I just want you guys to know that I want to do everything on my side to make sure your side is easier. So I'm going to get out the way. I get a chance to bring up Dr. Marlon Hester, one of our top leaders here, and really just a great guy. I mean, you guys, if you haven't, I love what Dr. Helen said, is really getting to know people, spend time with them. Obviously, we get to do that more at our live events. But imagine someone who knows how to build, someone who has the heart to build, but someone who has the work ethic to follow it, someone who doesn't have an ego that's in front of him that he can't make that phone call, or he won't, sit down with that family. I'm telling you guys, you can learn so much if you get to know how hard our leaders are really working to help the leaders on their teams reach their goals. So, Dr. Maul, I'm going to pass it to you, sir. Appreciate you being here. Looking fresh as always, my man.
Chris Holder, come on, man. I appreciate you. Drop some fire in the chat if you appreciate the greatest VP of sales and network marketing, man. I appreciate you, brother. I was telling my wife one day, I said, man, this brother, if he ever stopped doing network marketing, he can just go act like he's Kevin Hart and make millions of dollars. That voice, man, you say. So I appreciate you, brother. I want to give it back to Jamal Payne for hosting this call, Alfred Nixon, being a Pinnacle Senior Vice President in our organization, and definitely to all of the leaders, those of you who are working hard. I appreciate you. Dr. Helen really set the pace for today's training, and those who testified. I heard the young lady with the Medallion Club. I just really appreciate, seeing people building. See Alyssa Barnes here. So many people that I want to acknowledge for being hard workers and just stand-up type people. Today, my assignment is to talk about mindset. And Jamal, I got 20 minutes, 10 minutes? How much time do I have? I want to talk about mindset. I love mindset. I'm a senior leader. Many of you who may not know me, I'm a pastor, been pastoring for 18 years and been in ministry for quite some time. Definitely not a perfect person, but I believe in pursuing perfection. And so I want to share my screen here. I tried to share these slides with you guys the last time. What I want you to do is I want you to give me a thumbs up in the camera if you can see these slides. It looked like it's not showing. Again, it says my screen is paused. I don't know how you guys have the Zoom set, Jamal, but the screen is paused when you share the slides. And so what I'll do is I'll keep them like this. All right, give me a 1 in the chat or a thumbs up if you can see the slides. Can you see the slides? Amen. I just didn't want you sneaking and looking at the next slide, but I'll do it like this. I did get a chance to show you guys the slides before. But number one, we got to have the right mindset when you're coming into anything. Everything starts with the right mindset. And one of the things I believe that if we're going to see any form of success in life, the first thing we must learn to do is celebrate our challenges in order to become the author of the lessons we learn on the journey. You're going to learn so much on that journey. If you're on a journey, if you've never had any mistakes, any failures, any issues, then I can guarantee you don't have any lessons yet. But you're going to learn a lot of lessons when you make mistakes, when you have to ask questions. And so it's very important you have the right mindset. So mindset is a mental inclination, tendency, or a habit, a fixed state of mind. And in 1996, Michael Jordan won his 4th championship on Father's Day, just 3 years after the death of his father. How many of you have ever had something devastating happen, but it was a win that came out of it at the same time? I recently lost my son, April the 4th, and I've been just really working through these emotions. Yesterday was a terrible day for me, very emotional. I felt like it just happened, although it was April 4th, passed away from a fentanyl overdose. But when I tell you I am on a rampage to help society and anybody that I can, not just with financial literacy, but to get their families in a very healthy position. And I've had a couple losses in my life. I've joined Prepaid Legal, didn't make any money. YTB, didn't help anybody, paid for a trip, never even went on it myself, got about $16 for the ticket I bought on my own business, right? Hello World was a bit ahead of themselves. Melaleuca, great company, but the comp plan wasn't a great fit for me, still use the products. Primerica, the class was 2 days for 12 hours. I had a very boring professor, could not stick with that. Solvay were chips that you had to put in the SIM cards in your phone, but they were horrible. Didn't have good connection. Isogenics, people said it was too expensive. And then FES. I came here at FES. I've been here 8 years. We had the situation that you guys know about, 2 months, it shut down, and we're back in business, but I stayed away for a whole 1 year. I was gone, y'all. Signed up with Neolife. Neolife, the comp plan wasn't what I needed. And then I went over to Debt Cleanse, guys, a whole lot of chaos, confusion, even about my relationships here. And some things just happened and put me in a bad position. And I'm very anxious, went through a whole lot. But guess what, guys? It was proven that UWE is the best place to be. Drop some fire in the chat if you know that this is the best place to be. I looked around and I found out there was no comp plan that can compare. The relationships that I had built were worth coming back to restore. Forgiving, being forgiving, apologizing. You got to have the right mindset if you got any plans on winning in network marketing. And so I failed. I got to admit, I failed. I failed because I've never learned some of those products. I never understood some of the comp plan. I avoided mentorship, and I wanted to do things my own way. Some of those companies, I never connected with a team. I never learned duplication. I joined the wrong people in a few of them. You must be on the right team. Type some fire in the chat if you know you're on the right team, right? And so coming back, I had to change my thoughts. I had to change my mindset. At first, when I came back, I said, man, it's going to be impossible to get back to senior vice president. It's going to be impossible to get back to that infinity bonus. But I was only setting myself up for more failure. But when I changed my thoughts, because you become your thoughts, it is very important to think big and manifest your dreams. Sometimes you have to see yourself there before it happens. And I'm telling you now, I'm not just going for senior vice president this time. I'm back and I'm going for Pinnacle. I'm telling you, I'm going for Pinnacle because my family deserves it. I'm going for Pinnacle because my team deserves it. I'm going for Pinnacle because my community deserves it. And so guess what? I'm now monitoring my own speech. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You will become what you say. I wonder, what did you say about yourself this morning when you got on this training? Did you get on with the mindset that when I get on here, I'm going to be a sponge? I'm going to suck up the knowledge that I need to take my business to the next level. And I'm going to watch my speech. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. What you say about your life will happen. You create your world with your words. I want you to speak positive affirmations over your new business. Speak new life over your new business. And speak newness over your new journey. Because that's what you want. And the only way you're going to do that is to turn your lies into truths. All right? You'll never bounce back. Somebody may have said that about you. I was told that. You ain't going to get that back. You ain't going to bounce back. This is a list of lies. You'll never bounce back, Hester. You're fooling yourself if you believe that. You'll never live in that neighborhood. Your children are no better than nobody else's. You won't have time to do that if you're a single mom. Somebody's been told that. You got an X on your back. You went to prison. You've had too many cases. You won't be able to be in that business. You're not qualified. These are word curses that create fear of the new. But I'm here to tell you that God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. It is important to not despise small beginnings. There's Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs, Michael Jordan. Don't look like they was about to become nothing in life, according to this picture. Don't look like they was out to do anything but survive. And some of us, somebody may be looking at you in black and white. But in a few more months, there is going to be a story written about you if you have the right mindset in this business. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I prophesy to you that over the next 6 months, your life is about to get so much color, totally different than where you are now. You may have been through hell, but I prophesy you don't look nothing like the hell you've been through. And I see you in the future, and you look a whole lot better than you look right now. Don't look like Warren Buffett matched that black and white picture, does it? Oprah Winfrey, a network of 2.6 billion, her own network. Look at Steve Jobs even before he left here, right? Michael Jordan was told he was not good, got kicked off the sophomore team, but look at him now. Net worth of 1.6 and 70% owner of the Charlotte Hornets. You got to make up your mind that you're going to be a winner. You're going to be a champion. Your mindset is a championship mindset. Michael Jordan was cut from the varsity basketball team his sophomore year. He said, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost 300 games, 26 times. I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life. That is why I succeed. That's why I say a person who hasn't had any failures, no loss, I really don't trust your leadership. If you don't have any loss, you're not afraid to talk about your loss. If you're afraid to tell people and be transparent about how you really got where you are, your leadership would be questionable. But we want to talk about this guy here as I close out. He chose to copy Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was asked, is there any player in the game that could actually beat you in a one-on-one? He said, nobody actually but Kobe. He said, that's because he stole all my moves. And I'm here to tell you, ain't nothing wrong with copying, being a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. Somebody just type that in the chat, copy the right chat. You want first place? Come play with me. You want second? Go play somewhere else. Sounds very brutal, don't it? But when a leader talks like that, if you know for a fact they have the withal to back up what they say, I believe that you must trust them. I know there's a couple of leaders on here that I love sitting listening to. And when they talk harsh and when they talk aggressive, some people get offended. But guess what? You have no clue of the story that got them where they are. You have no clue of the brokenness that they're pushing to the side to still lead. You have no clue of the things that take place in a leader's life to make sure that other people win. There's a few leaders I know on here that have literally put so many others as a concern, and it's really hardly ever reciprocated. But guess what? They still lead. They can't even change. If they wanted to quit, if they had a book on quitting, they still will fail at it. So I salute all of those leaders on here who got that Black Mamba's mindset. You got to be fearless. 1997, if you're watching on YouTube, Kobe took 4 air balls in 5 minutes and cost them the game in the playoff. After that first air ball, I'm a rookie, I would have stopped shooting. He kept shooting. They said, Kobe, what did you do after those 4 air balls? He said, I went straight to the gym and took about 300 3-pointers until he hit all of them. So you got to bounce back. He had mad issues. He was accused of rape, multiple injuries. He broke through. He had 2 gold medals, an Academy Award winner, all-star in the 2nd season, champion in his 4th season, and 5 championships. A rookie that took 4 air ball shots and cost the whole season team the championship. He built legacy. Brian wrote a series of children books, produced the animated feature, Dear Basketball, 18's time All-Star, the only guard to play 20 years for one team. Somebody say he knew how to stick and stay. And that's what it's going to take for you to survive here at UWE. You're going to have to learn how to stick and stay. My coach made me mad, stick and stay. My mentor told me off, stick and stay. My numbers are not adding up, stick and stay. I didn't hit my rank, stick and stay. Your mindset needs to be, I'm going to stay put until I get the job done. So what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up? How bad do you really want it? Are you willing to make the sacrifices required? Listen, I came back as an agent, but who cares? My family deserves me to come back. Humble myself. Who cares about what was said? Who cares about what happened? Who cares? Guess what? We're back in the game. And guess what? If you're not playing, I'm gonna run over you. Listen, if you're not working hard, I'm gonna outwork you. Why? Because I got mouths to feed, and I do got a point to prove to myself. I don't have a point to prove to anybody. Are you willing to embrace growing pains? This guy had 22 career injuries. He didn't complain not one time. He played 1,346 games, 22 career injuries. So don't fight the process, process the fight. I wrote my new book. I got it here somewhere. All of what went on in my life, Alyssa, over these last 6 or 7 months to a year, I put it in the book. I had to. You got to get your story made in the dark. Look, some of you on here tonight, this afternoon rather, your story is being written. You're going to be able to talk about how you sat on a training platform and had to listen to other people, but at some point it's going to be your turn. So keep your mind on your vision. I got ready to buy my new house, and this is where I lived for about 4.5 months. We had a mortgage lender who told us he can help us. We moved out of the house March to April 4th, right? April 5th, rather. We moved out, went into a hotel, not April 5th, but April 4th. We moved out to this hotel, stayed in this hotel 4.5 months. He told us 7 days we can get closed. I don't know why I believed him. I was ready to just buy a house. But I kept my mind on my vision. People were sad for me. Listen, they told me, they said, you might as well go ahead and rent again. Why you got your family there? Take a year and just recover. Go back to leasing. My wife said, no, we ain't doing that. I said, babe, I'm tired. She said, babe, we here now. Ain't no need looking back. You need somebody in your corner. Who is in your corner as the fighter? People even said to me that I must have done something wrong because I'm a pastor. And you must be losing your mind and staying at that hotel. But guess what? I caught COVID. Almost died. The doctors were clueless. I remember the doctor came in, he said, guess what, Mr. Hester, we can come in here tomorrow and be releasing you, or we could be coming in here tomorrow releasing your body to the morgue. He said, we don't know nothing about this disease. So I looked at my phone, and these are the pictures that came up first. My 7 children. I looked at these pictures and I found a reason to live. I don't know about you, but there's somebody here. You may have feel like your life was in a dying place. You may feel like that things right now aren't where you want them. You need to find you some points of references to make sure that your mind stays on your vision. I use my mind by looking at these pictures in order to live. And there was a breath that I took that made me realize I do have something to live for. When I got out of that hospital, I saluted. That was me after COVID. Still sick, but I saluted my intercessors. I put this picture on Facebook because COVID tried to kill me. You got to faith through it. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I didn't have the success anymore. I didn't have the future of the company. I didn't have any of that, but I had to use my faith. There I was. My hair was growing back. Sometimes you lose before you win. I lost weight, almost lost my faith, but I was determined. You got to faith through it. And I used my memory and my mind strength to get back to what was most important. And that was my family. This is how I look when I recover. So shape your world, guys. Discover your purpose and dance with destiny. Develop your ideas by writing your vision. You got to plant seeds even when people are telling you no. Disciple your desires. Who cares what other people feel you should do? If you feel like you are on the right track, you got to disciple those desires. Tend to those desires every single day and remind yourself. And you need to destroy all of your distractions. If that man is in your life and he ain't going where you going and you know you're trying to get to the better version of you, break up. If you're living in a community that's not conducive to what you're trying to do, work hard until you get out of there. If your family ain't talking right while you're trying to win, guess what? You need to push them on mute until you show them that you mean business. Maybe they are too familiar to who you are right now. Deploy your ideas until they manifest as your reality. Duplicate your mindset. If you're going to be a leader, you got to duplicate your mindset with your team. And I guarantee you, you're going to have some that say who he think he is, who she thinks she's. But guess what? There's going to be some. When that duplication hits their life, the proof will be in the pudding. That you literally have the ability to help 6 and 7 figure earners in your company. Shatter your fears, shift your thinking, sink that boat of fears. Shape your world by making confessions by faith. Now, guys, this is where I used to live. So when I went back to that hotel, I made up my mind. Listen, I can't let my family experience. This was the whole purpose of trying to become successful so that my children will never, ever know what it feels like to have roaches, what it feels like to have mice running through the house. We used to get up in the morning, turn the light on, the mice would be all over the stove, running around. My mother tried her best to keep that apartment clean. My aunt passed away with 6 children, and my mom took all of them in. We became brothers and sisters overnight. What's your story? Some of you are too quiet. You ain't telling nobody where you come from. You just want the beautiful side to be shown. You need to tell people where you come from and walk by faith and not by sight. Trials grow your faith. You got to see a prosperous future regardless of what you go through. And faith over fears. Faith is steadfast and stable in storms. The eagle actually looks at the storm and flies right into it. Stop avoiding your challenges and your frictions and fly right into it. Grow through your obstacles. Grow through abandonment. People are going to leave you. You know how many of us that are at the top or considered to be at the, you know how many people have left us? You know how many, watch this, you know how many people have walked away from us that we never thought would walk away? Let me go here. You know how many people that have walked away that we literally helped change their life and they ain't even look back to say thank you. You're going to get abandoned. That's a part of the plan. Jesus was betrayed by Judas. Why do you think you're any different? But guess what? When you read the Bible after Judas betrayed Jesus, you hear him mention his name no more. He had to focus too much. Come on, you got to grow through the criticism, grow through the anxiety. This is the text right here that changed my life, and I'm closing. I went off on that new mortgage lender. I said, listen, man, I've been here 4 months. I got to get this house. He said, I apologize. I told him I apologize for losing my cool. I'm becoming so broken when I look at this discomfort my family is in. That's a picture of me and Tuka, my 7-year-old. We were out there pretending to be at the drive-thru by the swimming pool. She says, what's the drive-thru, Daddy? I said, that's when we used to drive in our car to a really big screen. I said, but today we're going to pretend like my laptop is that screen. She was 4 years old at the time. We were in the courtyard of the hotel pretending to be at the drive-thru. And the man wrote me back. He says, God is going to restore that heart. I feel so bad that you've not closed yet. Anybody ever closed on the house? Ain't nothing like hearing that word. You got to clear the close. And I want to say in front of everybody, old and new, that God and UWE is the reason why I got this house. I've had some people bragging and saying I got it elsewhere. No, it was God and the income that I worked so hard for with my team at UWE that me and my wife, after all that hell, was able to get to the point of clear the closing. You see those 2 vehicles right there? Some of you got a better R&R club because you get the cash. But we used to get vehicles when we hit the R&R club. Those 2 vehicles came from me working hard in this company. There is something here that can change your life. If you have ever been in doubt, if you have ever wondered if you're in the right place, I don't care what you heard. I keep hearing people, well, I went online and I researched. Keep researching, you're going to miss it. Because the proof is in the pudding. They talking about we ain't do this and we ain't do. Listen, all you need to do is find a top leader and say, tell me the truth. And I promise you, we can show you better than we can tell you. Don't you look at these articles and these lying bloggers. You better go get a leader that's been here for a while, that's been here for about 8 or 9 years, and say, all right, what's really going on? What really happened? I promise you we can show you. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I close with this. You got to be your brother's keeper. Unfortunately, I lost my son. That's why I have him blurred in the back there. Fentanyl overdose. Wasn't a street guy. We got to stop thinking about people negative after we hear stuff about them. All my son wanted was sleep. But I guarantee you, he never would have thought that would be his last day trying to get sleep. There's somebody here, you still got life. You still got blood running through your veins. Don't you dare let anything that has happened in your life stop you from becoming successful. Some of you have lost your moms. Some of you have lost brothers. Some of you have lost sisters. Some of you have lost your granny. Let that be the fuel as to why you're going to build this business and help so many people. When I got to that home going, I didn't think I was going to be able to preach my son's funeral. I told you some storms come with a lot of winds. There was about 75 young people that stood up. 1,200 people made it to the home going. And I ministered. I had to minister my own son's funeral. But we came out on top. Those 75 said, I want to give my life to Christ. I'm tired of living how I'm living. I don't want weed, Zans, and Percocets no more. And we've been working through this movement that I created with all of these young people now. It doesn't give me my son back, but I got some memories. And one thing I remember him telling me at 19, he said, son, he said, Dad, I remember you told me you got fired in front of me. He said, I remember you got fired and you told me you will never, ever go back to corporate America and let people have control over you like that. He said, thanks, because I don't remember you doing nothing but walking by faith. UWE, team, family, if you thought we did something before, I want you to put your seatbelt on because we just getting started. We are about to do something so historical. And I want to encourage you. I've been quiet because I just been trying to work myself way back in. I know all the negative stuff that's been said, but I want you to hear me clearly. I'm back with my family, and it's about to be one, all right? I want you to type some fire in the chat and just type, it's about to be one. It's about to be one for the books. So I want you to be encouraged. I want you to be excited and grow through every obstacle. Listen, that's my time, guys. I hope that this helped you. Get your mind right. Let's take things to the next level. And I'm about to introduce one of my favorite leaders. I like all of the leaders, but one of my favorite leaders, listen, I told her, you the real deal. I told her she's my modern day Oprah. I want you to give it up. Drop some fire in the chat for Miss Alyssa Barnes. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me
away,
okay?
Sis. I can hear you. Take it away.
Thank you so much. Kobe happens to be one of my favorite role models. I love how he humbled himself to learn from the best. And a lot of people's problems are your ego is stopping you from getting to the next level. You remember who you were, like Dr. Helen said, and what you did and how that turned out, and you still trying to impress people with your past, and we don't care. My team know that's my favorite statement. I don't care. I want to see a new success story. I want to see you guys get to the next level. So when you were breaking down Kobe, I was like, man, I studied these basketball players and I'm a girl. And then I love how transparent you were with your story. I remember when you moved into the hotel, saying that we were about to get this house, and then time just kept going and time just kept going, and then COVID hit. And then I remember the transition when the company closed and you and I had a conversation and I said, don't do it. And you was like, but listen, I was like, don't do it. And when it happened, I was like, and then I said, you know what, Alyssa, you have an assignment. Mm-hmm. And your assignment is to be the light. You got to be the light. So y'all got an assignment. Y'all have to be the light and show people and guide them through darkness, even when they don't hear you. And the first way that you be the light is you grace trainings and give people an opportunity to see your camera, not your emoji, not your profile picture, but the first level of leadership is giving people an opportunity to see you for who you really are. Imagine you bringing a person in and they buying this business for $299 and you telling them to show up to everything and they trusted everything you said, and yet you can get on a training and they can't see your face. That's the freest thing you could do. That's the easiest thing you could do. Put a shirt on, brush your hair, take your bonnets off, ladies. Act like you're excited about your business. Get your energy up. Be the light that can change the world. And you got to actually show up. See, ever since I came into this business, I came on this platform not even thinking that my network of people even needed the services because of the amount of money that they paid me to get their hair done. I felt like I was the bad apple in the group, because how did my credit score get from a 740 to a 490? Like, how did that happen? Like, how? Like, I didn't do anything wrong. So I want you guys to first put in your notes that bad things do happen to good people. So if you're a good person, you got to know that some bad is going to come with that. Just like he said, you got to get ready to be rejected. People are going to reject you in this industry, and it has nothing to do with you. Some of it could have something to do with you, but the majority is that they are afraid and they are embarking upon a journey that they've never been before. But if you are the light, even when they give up, they will come back because they're watching the person that they most admired. However, you cannot be that person hiding behind cameras, not showing up. You have to show up. And we're going to take this platform to 1 billion, and we are, in 36 months. You got to show up. So y'all ready to learn what my weakest issue was? And when I learned it, it became my biggest strength to hitting senior vice president, becoming the first millionaire in my family, going from a 490 credit score to a 636, and then leveraging the actual products and services to actually build my credit the proper way and start sharing it with other people. It was a business back office. I was so good and so influential at really not even putting my pain in front. Because see, at the time when I had bad credit, I couldn't get a bigger car for my mom's wheelchair. I couldn't get my son into college on a Parent Plus loan. I couldn't get another car for myself. Cell phone companies wanted to charge me all of this money for deposits. Can y'all relate? Or y'all all got 850 credit scores? How we moving today? All right. Apartment complexes was looking at me weird, like, I mean, she cute and all, but no, she can't get approved, okay? And I'm like, what is going on? And what's crazy is I remember being in the hair salon, and I was like, I'm tired of missing Jalen's tennis practices, and I'm tired of not being able to see Drew lead the team in competition cheerleader, because I'm in the salon waiting for people to come get their hair done. I'm tired of scratching people's dandruff. However, I can't afford to walk away from this because I don't want to lose my income. I need my income to stay the same. So when my credit dropped, my income was still good, but credit and income is a marriage. So I was off balance. So I'm going on social media and I'm looking for an outfit of the day because I had an event I needed to go to. And I see a young man talking about financial literacy. Pictures with people he's helping, excited. And he's mad younger than me. I'm talking about younger than me. How many of you guys saw the person that introduced you to this platform and you started looking at them and you immediately went to the negative of what wouldn't work versus the positive of what could possibly happen? So I'm watching Alfred. Everybody put some light bulbs in the chat for Mr. Nixon for me, please. Happy birthday to you, belated birthday. September is your month. How about I'm watching and I'm like, yo, he's consistent. And he kept helping people, even though I told him, all right, I'm gonna get started. And I stalled for 90 days. And in those 90 days, nothing changed. People still wanted deposits. People still told me no. The story never changed for me. So then God said, okay, I already told you what to do. Okay. We had a house fire. My mother was in the house. She's paralyzed. She got up enough to make it to the hallway in her wheelchair, and the ceiling fell on her. So when they brought her out of the house, guess what? She was dead. The firefighter, thank God that they were the light and they were doing their job, and they actually showed up with their cameras on, actually went in and got her, brought her outside, start resuscitating. She started breathing and thanking God. That's the first thing she said, that she made it out. And they immediately flew her to Doctors Hospital. So when you get burned, somebody got to be at the hospital 24/7. So now, the family always want to represent who should do it. And of course it was me. So now I can't do hair. Oops, not as much. Income dropped. Remember I said my credit dropped, but my income stayed the same. And income and credit is what? A marriage. So now my income went and met my credit score. Y'all get it? Y'all following? Y'all tracking? So now I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I'm frustrated. I'm upset with God. I had a tiff moment with him, and he said, "You didn't do what I told you to do." So that night, when I went back and I kind of looked, and I just fell asleep out of exhaustion. Guess who was on the screen? Alfred. Motivating, having fun. He was actually in Dubai, enjoying the fact that he leveraged a platform that someone introduced him to change lives, and him and some of the people who were light, leading the way in other people's darkness, were in Dubai. Now here I go. I'm 43 years old at the time. He's 23. I'm in a broken down Mercedes. Transmission issues at 43, very successful, massive network, and he's in Dubai living his life. Ask me what I did next. I got started. I got started. And I also put a disclaimer out there. I said, I'm not coming to play. He said, okay. I said, what's my first assignment? He said, you need 3 agents and 2 customers. Could y'all put, I need 3 agents and 2 customers in the chat? See, I need to know that you know what you need to do. See, Chris also asked me for my budget. He don't care that I've been here for 8 years. He doesn't care that I'm 51 years old. Alyssa, I need your budget. He holds me accountable. And that's what leadership is about. So I saw this actual website. I saw it and it didn't look like this then. And he said, 3 agents and 2 customers. So immediately, guess what came into my head? Negative self-talk. How are you going to help people, Alyssa, with their credit and you got a 490 credit score? Because you don't get your results the first day you start the business. Does that make sense? So I said, okay, what am I going to focus on? You're going to focus on the product and you're going to show people the product. So I was all in showing people the protection plan membership guides, giving them an opportunity to see it. And the entire time I was doing that, something behind me was growing. And it was called my business. Put my business is going to grow. My business was growing. And I was moving at such an accelerated pace. And here's a fun fact. Everybody that I put this business in front of needed the services. Every last person, the people that I admired, they needed the services. And what happened one day was Alfred called me and he said, you're moving so fast. I need like 10 minutes of your time. I need to show you something. So he sat me down and he walked me through the business back office. So I'm looking at everything and I didn't even know how I was promoting so fast. I just was doing what I told him I was going to do. And I was following the leader. We have a game that we play in our organization. It's called Simon Says. Simon says you need 3 agents and 2 customers by Friday. I went through my networking in my first 24 hours. Guess what? I was able to use these enrollment links. See this right here? This UWE agent enrollment link. See, each one of you have this back office, and you can actually go to this link right here, and your enrollment link will pop up where you can enroll people into your business. And 7 heartbeats got started because they were financially strapped, but they were faking it till they made it, until I came along and gave them light. Does that make sense? That's your job. Your job is to show people what it is that you have. They got started and they said, what's next? You need 3 agents and 2 customers. What I love about the platform is that we all have the same thing. We all just need to log into it a little bit more, okay? So let me walk you through some of my favorite parts that I was able to actually show people. Number 1, the fact that I wasn't doing the work on on their credit. Number two, I wasn't going to be doing the work on their client's credit. They all had the access to show people the actual platform, an opportunity to leverage the business opportunity. And if they felt insecure about the conversation, that they could actually share the business opportunity. There's a video here attached to your website, guys, so you can share this information. The opportunity to actually properly show people how to build their credit the proper way, and you benefit by sending people your actual secured card link so that you could benefit from helping them properly build their score. Here's a fun fact. As they're leveraging the secured card and their credit is going forward, it's moving up, they're actually able to log in to get some of these actual other credit cards that we've actually connected to with some of the top tier banks that you guys utilize. You have access to that as well. Now, just imagine you're talking to a person and they say, you know, Alyssa, I really like this platform and it's really awesome. I'm going through a divorce. I am a realtor. I don't even know how I'm going to make it. As much as I want to learn something new, I don't know how right now. Can I just send you my clients? Don't ever persuade a person that says that. I'm going to show you how to persuade them. Absolutely. You're able to open your referral source. You get right here. You're able to open this right here and start asking them their information, hit submit, and say, did you see that email that just came to you? That is where you're going to refer your people. Now, here's a fun fact. I know you're busy. I know you're going through a divorce. I know that means that money's going to be leaving out of your household. If I help 3 people that you send me and they're able to get a house, can I revisit the conversation about you leveraging this platform and adding the income back to your household that you are losing? See, when people are going through things, you have to get really, really, really good at letting them know that 85% of their problem is they don't have enough income. And you have to know how to use your business back office to be able to have that conversation. Let's keep going. We have an opportunity to help business owners, guys. I was a struggling business owner that actually needed funding, but guess what? I had bad credit. So how was I going to get funding with the 490 credit score? I had the years, I was 23 years in business. I made well more than $8,000 a month. I qualified, but you now have the opportunity to be able to go out in the marketplace and let people know I can fund your business, because you have the link right here. I want you to put in the chat, I can fund your business. I see y'all. I'm not ignoring y'all. I see y'all raising y'all hands and y'all got questions. Trust me, get back to your mentors. They know how to answer these questions for you. I can fund your business. And you telling them you can fund their business, opening up the business back office, showing people your actual website, giving them an opportunity that you have a personal website that you can actually walk them through that actually has your picture, put your picture up, attached, ownership. You can now talk to them about the opportunity to partner in business and help other people that they know fund their business while improving their buying power in hopes of supplementing their income. See, I also like the fact that we have a dashboard. See, there was a time where you would get on this platform and you were trying to figure out, what do I need to do? Like, I don't really know. What do I need to do? Here's the first thing you need to do. You need to make certain that you have no gray men in your back office. Put no gray men. My team is like, oh, she on one today, and I am. No gray men should be in your power of 5. Everybody should be green. Green represents UWE and money. Okay. So when you have 5, you know you're about to get paid. You also get an opportunity to see, well, what am I currently being paid as? You should never, we all start as an agent. When you hit sales director, this should never demote back to agent. I'm going to say that again. When you move from an agent to what we call a sales director, when you look at your current paid as title, you should always make certain that whatever you promote to is your floor. Does that make sense? Now, here's a fun fact. As you start bringing customers on the platform, you're going to see your personal sales right here. And right now, if you do $188 for a customer to onboard, you're going to get $500 in volume. Just imagine if you personally sponsor 20 customers, work your way to the Medallion Club. Guess what's going to be the total volume here just because of your personal production? 10,000 in volume. You just positioned yourself for sales director. Now, what's next? You got to show somebody else how to do what you're doing. Guys, you're able to look right here and see exactly what you're doing, because what you do counts. Whether what your new personal agents are, what your new personal customers are, and then you're going to lead the way and be the light for your team to duplicate your efforts. You don't ever want your team to see this as zero, because when you're training them about the business back office, or you're meeting with them trying to show them things and yours say zero, how is that going to motivate them for theirs to say 20? So I love this. Now, I know someone's going to go over the compensation plan, but I want to make certain that you guys know that when you actually go to this menu right here, you're able to see all of the overviews of each way we get paid, the R&R Club on another benefit, how you qualify, how you actually hit the Medallion Club, what those perks are. You're able to see the compensation plan and be able to break that down. And most importantly, for those of you that are doing the work, you're able to see how you get paid. Alfred showed me one time in 2016 how to see how much I got paid. How many times does it take your mentor? I want to look in the chat. How many times does it take your mentor to show you where your commissions are? Can y'all put it in the chat? I want to know what y'all really good at. Dante put 1. It should take them one time to show you exactly where to find your money, and that is where to find it. You're going to go to your commission report. You're going to hit right here, and you see all these dates. You're going to be able to stroll down, especially if you're a veteran in the company, you're going to be able to stroll down and do a comparison. See, I'm a reports girl, and the team knows that. I do a comparison. I challenge myself. I'll go back and look at what was I doing in October 5th of 2023. What was my numbers? What do I need to go into this October? How much do I need to make certain that I'm pushing my numbers out there? You get to actually go to where it says year and actually see exactly how much you've earned already this year. And you also get an opportunity to see if I'm going hard at this or am I playing around. You get an opportunity, if you were here with us last year, to see exactly how much you earned last year versus what you're doing in 2024. Here's another fun fact. When you start this actual platform, you get an opportunity to actually put your direct deposit in. And let me tell you something, you actually do get paid. There's a lot of people like, do I have to put my banking information in here? And I'm like, yes. Well, why is it charging $4? If you enroll enough people in this business, the last thing you're going to worry about is the $4 charge that they're going to charge you for putting people in the business. Let me tell you, you bring in 20 people, you're going to get $2,000 because it's $100 every time you bring someone in, and you're going to put it here and it'll direct deposit right into your actual account. Now, this is one of my favorite parts. A lot of times when we come into the business, we actually come into the business in our personal name. But I always tell my team, when you make your first $1,000 and I know you're going to build this business, let's create you an LLC or an S Corp, and let's go ahead and position you to take advantages of some of the tax laws, because now you're building a business from home. So you want to go in here and you actually want to download this form and actually change your name, your business, from your personal name to your business name before December 31st of 2024. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. What I love about our corporate office is they listen. How many of you guys work in corporate America and you give them an idea and they act like they didn't hear you? Anybody ever experienced that? You work in corporate America and you tell them, maybe if we do this better, this could happen and we could do more of this. And they don't change anything because they really don't care. They want you to use what you have and hit the numbers that they need you to hit, regardless of what you think. That's corporate America. See, here at UWE, we ask for a marketing hub. We ask for a location for all of the marketing material, everything that we need, so it can be easier for our newest business partners to be able to come and go in that hub and get all of the resources they need to get to the next level. Guys, you're able to go into the actual hub. You're able to actually download some documents here. You see how that just downloaded. But let me tell you, check this out. When you go here and hit Access Media Hub, you have some options, and I'm going to show you what they are. You're able to see the presentation. Now, how many of you saw the presentation, but you're scared to do the presentation? When you're new in this business, every night before you go to sleep, you should read the presentation. Every morning, your posture is going to change around the business, because the more you read the presentation, you'll learn something new that will make you be more courageous to talk to other people. You see how to get started in your business. You'll see the video, the flyers, all of the resources that you need are right at your fingertips in what we call our marketing hub. And now let's get to my favorite part. It's the reports. See, the reports tell you if your business is growing or if it's stagnant. Does that make sense? Now, the first report is really about organizational structure. Now, I don't want you to really focus on organizational structure until you build an organization. Does that make sense? So trying to really learn the organizational structure with no organization is kind of crazy. Okay. But what I want you to focus on is the CAB report. Can I ask you guys a question? I call my business back office a Ferrari 458. What is your favorite car? Like, if you had $1 million right now, what car would you go buy? That's what I want you to learn about your business back office. Now, in the CAB report, every time you put a business partner in this CAB report, guess what's going to happen? You got a new person that started the business and they have a CAB report. So now you got all these vehicles back here in the back office, and what they're going to need to have, unless it's an electric car, but they're going to need some fire, okay? They're going to need some customers. So you got your agent reports, which is your car, and then you got your customer report, which is your gas. Now let's have fun right quick. Let's go back to the car. In the car, they got all these gadgets, and you're trying to figure out how to work these gadgets. So the one I want you to focus on the most is the cab. See, every time you bring a business partner in and it's personally sponsored, they're going to land here, and you're going to see the people that bought into your business. And you're going to get an opportunity to leverage that and help these individuals actually go to customer reports. And you're going to be able to show them how to fill their gas tank up by putting 20 customers in the holding tank so their car can move, or make it certain that it can be plugged in for 20 hours so the electric car can move. How many customers do you guys currently have in your holding tank? I want you to put that in the chat. Give me a number. How many customers do you have in your holding tank? How far can your car go? Can it leave the garage? Will it make it to the mailbox? Can it get to the first stop sign of your neighborhood? Can it get to the corner store? Can it get you to work? The first thing you got to do is show your car how to move. You need to make certain that you have some customers in your holding tank, because that is the cab. Okay? Next, top producers. I love this. If you're a sales director and above, I don't want you to really focus on this really heavy until you get to RSD. Because as a sales director, when you start focusing on the top producers report, you're going to start telling people what to do, and you're not going to do what you ask them to do. So you want to stay in movement. But this actual report gives you an opportunity to see who are the top people in your organization that's producing under your mentorship, and who are the top people in your organization that's producing under your leadership. Who's expanding the business? Who's bringing in new business partners? Who's bringing in customers, giving them an opportunity to become homeowners? See, another thing I love about our reports is the fact that, let me show you something in the customer report, because I'm dancing around this because I really want y'all to go in your report. How many of you guys are really good at bringing in customers, but you're not so good at bringing in agents? You get an opportunity, those same 20 customers that you're going to bring in every month, you can actually enroll them as an agent, because you have a resource here that gives you an opportunity to see who's qualified to enroll as an agent. And it's usually 3 payments after they got started. So you're able to start building a team off of the customers that trusted you to leverage the platform. And then that'll give you the posture to go out to talk to more people about agents. Let's have fun. Let's do something else. Now, one of my favorite parts was this when I got started. See, when Alfred walked me through this back office, he showed me my R&R. And at that time, we had a car back here, and you saw whether your car was at 0 or whether it was close to 500. Here it shows you exactly how many people that you have in your organization and whose team is driving the business. But you have to qualify as well. It actually breaks down exactly where you were month to month. If you're having a good month, if you're having a bad month. I love the business back office because it gives you so many opportunities to learn the business and go to the next level. All of your new agents will be in the new agent report. You're also able to go to whole organization and see all of the actual agents that join your organization under mentors under your leadership. So if you're not quite sure of how to navigate through these actual reports, I urge you to actually get with your leadership. Say, hey, can you show me the R&R and how to get my first 500? Can you show me the individuals that I enrolled and I don't see them in my back office? They're in incomplete enrollment. Can you show me the protection plan report? Because I need to know who's really active in my business. I don't know who's active. How do I find these individuals? And how many people do I have in my whole organization? The actual reports tell you everything that you need to know about your business. Last but not least, we went to enrollments, but let's go right here where it says compliant docs. It's very important that we make certain that what happened 2 years ago never ever happens again. I want y'all to give it back to our VP of Sales, Mr. Chris Holder. See, what I love about our leadership is that everyone who's in a leadership position, they understand three things. Number one, that they need to treat this business not like it's Paramel Nyax, our awesome CEO, but like it's theirs. That's the first thing. So when we look at this business, we have to protect the company, not like it's Paramel's at this point. We're protecting this platform like it's ours because it actually takes care of our family. Number two, we know that if you're in our organization, your livelihood, if you're working this business, is in our hands, and we need to lead the way for you. And number three, we need to make certain that you understand compliance do's and don'ts, standard operation and procedures. See, when Chris saw this platform, he said, you know what? It is no longer you guys' responsibility to watch your teams back on social media and say, don't do that, do this, don't do that, do this. We're going to make certain that everyone is a certified wealth educator by being able to get access to the overview, understand compliance, and take the test. How many of you guys are certified? See, we have done every mistake that could possibly be made in this business. We've done it already. You guys are in a gold mine right now because we've protected you from so much because we've already made those mistakes. We've already learned the business back office. We've already moved and navigated around this. Now you have an opportunity to do the same thing and really pivot your way to success in an economic environment that needs us more than ever. Suppose you're at the nail salon, ladies, and you're talking to them about your business and they tell you you need the services and you're intimidated because you don't speak Vietnamese, because I see a lot of tips on the line right now. So you do get your nails done. You're able to convert your business back office to Vietnamese and give it to them and let them read it and let them know that we welcome their culture. So I urge you guys, get back with the person that brought you into the business. Let them know, hey, I cut my light on the train and I got my camera on. That was my way of, I'm ready to build. I'm ready to go to the next level. Create your list. Start showing people your business back office. Learn your business back office. Put some gas in your Ferrari. And I'll see you guys at the top. I would like to introduce this young lady. Her and her husband are very diligent in making certain that you guys understand what you need to be doing in your business every day. They make certain that you are supported every day at 12 p.m. Eastern. They share their information with you and give you an opportunity to know what you need to be doing to connect with people in a major way. And they make certain that the consistency is there in your business. There's not a lot of leaders that take the time out to do that. And they also train people that aren't even in their actual organization. So if you guys could give some light bulbs up for Regional Vice President, Ms. Reza Santiago.
Hey guys, can you guys hear me okay? Thank you so much, Alyssa. Always providing so much value. Every time the bulbs come up, I already know Alyssa's up. But definitely super excited to be on. Thank you for that valuable training. I've been following Alyssa for since the beginning of my career, always providing so much value. I remember texting her like, I'm going through this, and her telling me, you know, that's normal in our industry. Just get up, brush it off, keep going. And she always, you just get stronger every single time I see you, sis. So congratulations on all your success. You deserve everything that's coming your way. I want to give it back to Marlon. Oh my God, I love Marlon, right? Definitely preach. He always finds a way to give the word. And I appreciate that. And everybody that came before, I'm super humble, grateful. Thank you to our pinnacle leader, Alfred Nixon, for giving me the opportunity to serve one more time, doing something that I love to do. But if it wasn't for Alfred, man, I'll tell you, like, I look up to him so much. He knows that I'm always reaching out to him, like, hey, what do I have to do? What's next? Put me in the game. Like, I'm ready. But I'm super excited to be on with you guys tonight. A little bit about my story for those that have not, met me. If you're brand new to the company, I've been now with this company for the past 7 years. And when I started, how many of you guys were praying for something and all of a sudden somebody in this company pops up? I want you to type a 1 in the chat if you were praying for something, like really genuinely praying for something, guys. That was me, and that's why I really, really feel that God led me here himself. I was going through a bankruptcy. I remember going through a divorce. I went through a divorce. That caused me to have to file for bankruptcy because my baby daddy just picked up and left. That's a whole other story. But that left me without being able to pay my bills. I was struggling. I found out that my son had autism literally in that same time frame. So when I talk about anxiety, I experienced my first panic attack while I was driving. And I remember just finding the closest church that was near my house and just going in there. And it was about 3 months of going in there every Wednesday. No one knew me in that church. I wasn't a member. I mean, I would just sit all the way in the back and I would just cry my eyes out because I was tired. I was exhausted. I was broke. I was working 9 to 5. I was stuck in traffic for 2 hours. I literally had no time with my son. I had no time with myself. And then on top of that, I was experiencing anxiety and depression and everything in between. And one night on social media, I saw a guy, a complete stranger, posting about credit repair. And I looked at my 514 credit score and I reached out to him and it changed my life. He introduced me to FES at the time through a conference call because we didn't have Zoom at that time. And I didn't have the money to get started. And this guy's follow-up game, if you guys know Xavier Marrero, his follow-up game was strong. And he just kept on me and on me. And I remember that I had to move back to Massachusetts because I completely failed. I lost my house. I lost everything. So I was going back home where I at least knew some people and I knew my area and back to a job that I was going to take. And it was during that ride that I reached out to him after seeing 196-point increase on my credit score, 64 negative items deleted, including my Chapter 7 bankruptcy. I went from a 514 to a 710 using the protection plan. And I called him back and I said, how do I get involved? So a lot of people don't know this, but I was a customer upgrade. I actually started as a customer. I didn't start as an agent. And that changed everything for me. I just put my head down, went to work, and I've experienced everything that Dr. Helen talked about. I was like, she's talking to me today because I've experienced it all. And lately, it's just been stronger. There's been a lot of people that I've helped that unfortunately have left. And it's very hard to do that. It's very hard to get up every day and continue to serve when you really love from the heart and people just, they just turn away. But one thing that I remember one of the leaders telling me is that, do you really think that they ever really forget what you did to them? So even though they're not telling you, they can never forget what you did for them. So that's something that just continues to give me the ability to be able to serve. But now 7 years in, I met my husband in this company.
A lot of you guys know that story. After going through divorce, when I met Rob, I was like, look, I'm never getting married again. So as long as you're okay with that, but God knows what he's doing. And we are actually going on 3 years married. We've been together for 7 years. We're going on 3 years married next week. So I'm super excited to celebrate that with him. But one thing that helped us, not only when I first got started, see those results, and helped us even now being able to purchase our home. We were able to put $100,000 away using our savings plan and the protection plan. We were able to put $60,000 down on our home. We were able to save $40,000 to renovate our home to where now our house is worth double, right? In the market that we're in, our house is worth almost $550,000 and we bought it at $280,000. Why? Protection plan, budgeting, savings, debt elimination, every single tool, we used it. And that's what we want you guys to get confident in today, is making sure that you understand the protection plan, the value of it, and how to use it. Many people are not using it. I am seeing this right now. I spoke to a few of my agents. Hopefully I'm not putting anybody on blast, but some people that have been here for 4 years and don't even have a budget in place. They said they've never looked at that product. And I'm like, what? Like when I first got started, I'm one of those that I clicked on everything in the back office until I really understood it. But I understand that there's not many people like that, but I want to encourage you to be that way. I want to encourage you to go into your back office and all of your websites and just soak it all up. So again, once you log into your back office, you're going to get access to all of the tools that we talk about, but it's very important that you actually go in here. Now, a few things I want to point out on your profile. You can always change your address, phone number, password in your profile, and also your credit card. One thing that I realize is a lot of people always think that they got to call customer support for certain things, but you are able to change your credit card payment here. You can guide your customers to do that. And you can change a lot of your personal email. If you change your email, if you change your phone number, all that stuff you can do in here. Secondly, you want to make sure that you're following the roadmap. It's very important that you do certain things in a certain order. Of course, unless there's a product here that you don't feel that you need, but even if you don't feel that you need it, I encourage you to use it, because I really didn't think I needed the budgeting, because I was one of those that budgeting on paper. But it wasn't until I really started using the budgeting that I'm like, okay, I could be missing out on some stuff on paper. So using our Rocket Lawyer service, many people I feel are not using this. But again, remember that you could do business contracts on here. Alyssa talked about becoming an LLC, right? That's something that we want everyone to do. We want you guys to be able to do that. You could do that within the Rocket Lawyer. If you're in the real estate industry, this is going to give you lease agreements, evictions, notices, intent to purchase real estate, quick claim deeds. I remember I had to do a quick claim deed to be able to have my ex-husband sign over the house that I had at that time, so that I could do the bankruptcy and then sell it. So that's a very important document. And then, of course, we already have the will, trust, power of attorney. But there is also a divorce settlement agreement here, child care authorization. So think about the products that I could have used at that time when I was going through my divorce and, really trying to figure out a separation agreement and all of that. Unfortunately, at that time, I had to come out of pocket. So there's so much that you can actually use here. In the budgeting tool, I feel people get stuck here because they don't see this menu. So if you tap on the green button, it has a little menu here. So what I realize is a lot of people are just doing this and they're like, well, where do I set my budget? So it's very important to understand there's a drop down here that allows you to click on it and create your budget. This is where you start to really dive down deep on what is your spouse's pay, what is your pay. Do you have any other type of pay like child support? Are you getting dividends from anything? Basically any type of income, you want to make sure you're putting it in here. And then now you start getting into your expenses. Now, people get stuck on this, but it's because you really don't know what's going on. So what I recommend is pulling the last 2 months of your bank statement and highlighting all of those things that are reoccurring that you probably don't even know that you have. Netflix, Hulu. Like if you were to look at your subscriptions for Apple and Hulu and Netflix, you guys have money in there. And you really don't need all of that stuff. So if you're really looking to tighten up your budget, the first thing you need to do is be transparent with yourself and start putting all of those things in here. Again, putting transportation in here, your car payment, your car insurance. How much are you using for gas? Even if it's just an estimate at first, and then you could start to cater that. How much are you spending on groceries? Do you have pets? Are you taking them to the vet? Do you have a monthly subscription with Instacart? All these things, right? Life insurance, health insurance, clothing. If you're buying clothing, let's say you do uniforms. If you're in a barber, beauty shop all the time, you got to count your haircuts, guys. You got to count your nails, ladies. Like, if that's just part of what you do, you have to put it in your budget. So don't worry about not putting it in. What I say is put everything in. And then later on, now you start to identify those places where you're like, you know what, instead of spending $200 on my nails, maybe I should just spend $60, right? Maybe I shouldn't get that design just for the next couple of months so that I could pay off some debt. And then, of course, you start to enter your credit card payments, medical bills, student loans, and then any miscellaneous in here. At the end, it's going to give you a budget. You can always go to select. So we're in September right now. You can select next month's budget, or you can copy the previous budget right here. And then, of course, looking at your budget reports. Where did you end? It's going to tell you every single month. What did you budget? How much did you spend? Were you over? Were you under? Did you make more income? Did you make less income? So it really breaks that out. Of course, our credit repair is our flagship product. It is very important that you guys understand how to look at this. Yes, the overview is cool, but more importantly, click on credit analysis and hit access now and encourage your customers to do the same. Why? Because this is really the snapshot that we want to look at. If they have late payments, we know exactly what late payments we're attacking, okay? And how late they were. So this one was 90 days late, 30 days late, 90 days late. So obviously those are going to have a lot of weight. Now on the what you owe section, is going to provide your client a snapshot of what their target balance should be and what their current balance is. So it's very important to show them, look, the balance is for you to get it to 90, and right now you're at 459. So it actually tells them right here, your debt to income ratio is 153, but it tells them exactly where their target should be. It's also going to show mortgage and installment loans here for them. It's going to show length of credit. It's going to show the accounts that they've had open and in good standing, how many types of credit they have in use right now. So you're going to be able to see exactly what credit card they have in use right now, how many inquiries. Guys, if you want your clients to add inquiries to their letters right now, this is the easiest way to find them. They can simply copy and paste these into an email, send it to corporate so that they can be added onto their next round of dispute letters. Clients currently have to do that on their own, okay? And then, of course, you're going to be able to see all of the other stuff here, which is the collections, public records, account numbers, what are the amounts owed. It's so very well specified, whereas to in the other section where we look at the protection plan, if you just look at it here, sometimes it just doesn't give the amounts. It just says what the item is. So it's a little bit more in depth when it comes to it. You see your progress report here. So this is where you'll be able to see the dates your dispute letters were sent out. Very important. A lot of clients will be asking you that and they don't know where to go. Additional creditor letters that can aid in your credit restoration process. They're already created for you. If you want to reach out to the creditors directly, you are able to do that. Understanding disputes and Q&A. Now, a lot of the answers and a lot of the objections that you guys are getting, the answers are already here. So most people will ask you, how long does it take before, I see results? Or how long does it take before, what does this, how can I check my progress, right? I'm looking for a specific one that we get all the time. Hold on. About credit restoration. How long does credit restoration process take? So a lot of us get stuck on this. It's an objection, right? All you got to do is copy and paste this, guys. Put this in your board. That's usually what I send all my clients. When they ask me, how long does this process take? Right? Because you don't want to be giving, in 30, 45 days, you're going to see results, because you're going to have some very upset people when they realize that it's just not a quick process like that. Can they see those type of results? Yes, absolutely. But again, you were transparent with them. Our credit builder section, one of the things that I love about it is that it's going to give you some quiz, but it's also going to give you a bunch of forms and documents. Many people haven't seen this, but let's say you have a client that's going through divorce. This is an easy download that you can actually send them via email, right? hey, divorce and credit, I wanted to give you a little bit more resources on that. I know you have access to it in the protection plan, but I'm being proactive. What about if you have someone with medical bills? What about if you have someone with wage garnishments or foreclosure or bankruptcy, right? You're able to actually download these letters and be able to give them tips and just give them additional resources, or at least tell them to go, tell them where to go find them. And then last but not least, many of us struggle with content on social media, tips and techniques, right? This is a piece of content. This is a piece of content. This is a piece of content. So every day you can actually be posting something about every single one of these. And a lot of time I just got really good at coming back here, learning this information. I even took information from some of these letters about wage garnishment, and I started to create content and provide value. I just got really good at doing that. Debt harassment, again, you guys have access to our credit attorneys if you're being harassed by any debt collectors, if they're calling you on the phone, if they're lying to you, if they're leaving voice messages, if they're calling your job. That is a case for our credit attorneys. If you have errors on your credit report, like errors like, I don't even know this account, I didn't do this account, right? The account is too old. If your information was mixed with someone else, in Puerto Rico, we see that a lot of like sons and fathers have the same exact name, except for he's the first, he's the second, he's the third, or whatever. And there's errors on someone's credit report because of that. So those are all ways to contact the credit attorney. And you can actually contact them right on this format and hit the submit button. And then of course there's Q&A, like does the credit attorney determine whether they can take your case? You know, what is considered debt harassment? So you can really answer a lot of the questions on there. The credit monitoring section allows you to access your Ultra Score. So this is where we actually pull your credit reports from. It's going to allow you to access it from this secure login page. So you'll be able to actually go into the Ultra Score. Now, one of the things I like about the Ultra Score is that many people don't know this, but this is where you refresh, okay? So obviously this one doesn't have a refresh right now, but this little circle right here, you want to guide your clients to go in here and actually hit the refresh button. And that's how we get a lot of those credit score increase screenshots that you see. But unless they do that, you know, they won't be able to see that. Now on here, it shows them that other things that the credit monitoring can offer them as far as daily updates on their transactions, you know, monitoring other benefits, easily taking action, like asking your bank or credit card company anything with a click of a button. The Ultra Score report has multiple reports like the credit score, the auto score, the insurance score, and even their hiring score. So when they log in there, they'll be able to see all of that. There's live ID reports, again, quickly informing your bank and creditors, avoiding lengthy bank or creditor processes, things like that that you can do on there. And then, of course, every one of our sections has a Q&A, so you're able to see that. The debt payoff tool is probably one of my favorite tools on the platform, on top, second to the credit restoration, of course. But not only is there's video tips, quizzes, I feel like people just kind of go through this. It's really in the drop down. So here you actually are able to enter your account. So let's say you have a Best Buy card. You have a current balance of $2,000 and your monthly payment is $50, and you have to look for your interest rate. This could be found on your credit card statement. So look for APY. It's very little on your statement, by the way. You're probably going to miss it. So keep looking for it, but most likely it's a 2.99 right now. Okay. Now, when you add that in, you'll be able to see that it's on. Now you've added all of your credit cards, add your card. If you still on your card, if you have a personal loan, anything that you owe that has interest attached to it, I want you to put it in here. Once you're done with that, you're going to go to your real debt payoff report, right? I'm sorry, your debt payoff plan. So you're going to go to debt payoff plan, and that automatically is going to give you side by side the difference. If you continue to make your minimum payments, that's it. So how many of you guys are just like, I can only make the minimum payments, $25 a month? You know, one thing that Alyssa said, I was like, income and credit makes perfect sense. It's a marriage. And that this is why. Because here it's going to show you, do you need to make more income? Because if you just continue to make the minimum payment calculations, okay, you're going to pay $29,000 and you're going to be in debt for 27 years. Or you can follow our debt payoff plan, and you're only going to pay $15,000, which is 50% less. Like, I just feel like people are just not using this and not seeing it. I don't know what's going on. But look, in 5 years, you'll be debt free if you follow our debt payoff plan. Mind you, that's without adding an accelerator payment. So if you make an additional $500 a month on our platform, add that to your accelerator payment, because that's money that you didn't have coming in anyway. Hit the submit button and look at how much faster you get out of debt, guys. 2 years and 2 months out of debt, and you're only going to pay $5,000 in interest. And people think that $500 a month doesn't make a difference. That's the main reason most people join network marketing and our industry. But this is where you can see the real results of that. And more importantly, they tell you what to do every single month and what account to pay every single month. So literally, you just have to print this off, follow it. You'll be debt free in 2 years. You saved yourself $25,000 in interest. So again, my favorite product. I could be there all day. Financial lockbox, again, checklist, Q&A. What are some of the things that you can actually save in your financial lockbox? Well, you can save bank account numbers. You can put your life insurance policies. We're going to get to that in a second. You could put any certificates of deposit. If you have any real estate, you could put any monthly basically anything that your family would need in an emergency, where they can actually access all of this in one shot. You know, obviously our team just went through an experience where one of our leaders passed away, and not only was that a turmoil for us, right, emotionally, but just knowing that she had some life insurance, that she had a will and trust with our company, it just kind of I was able to really give that news to her parents. And I can't tell you how good that felt, but it also increased the reason why we do this, you know? So identity theft protection, again, many people don't know what this includes. Here's all the benefits. $1 million in stolen funds and investment expense reimbursement. There's also wallet protection, and you can monitor your social media accounts, your email. So you can actually add all your Facebook, all your emails, and anytime there's any breaches, you're gonna get a notification from the identity theft tool. And also, if your wallet is lost, there's wallet protection here. And if someone goes crazy with your credit cards, steals your identity, you're covered up to $1 million. And every 2 seconds, someone's identity is stolen, guys. So you guys are 100% protected. Make sure that you have that. Life insurance. I want you to log into your life insurance. And if it has this red button right here, we need to change that yesterday. Type a 1 in the chat if you commit to getting this done. I don't care if you're a brand new agent, you haven't hit a title yet. It doesn't matter. I want you to submit your beneficiary form. Okay, this is so important. And we just upgraded a way that you can hit Field Trainer with 3 full price customers. See, Field Trainers get $30,000 in coverage. Okay, but it's very important that you know the requirements and the guidelines, which you can actually download here. Agent must hold the paid as Field Trainer title, obviously, at the time of the claim. All right. And there's also, agents must at least maintain 1 active protection plan to be considered. So it's not just, hey, you hit Field Trainer and they quit. They have to have a protection plan active. Okay. So there's the requirements are here. Understanding the life insurance is here. And of course, there's benefit reduction, and it goes all the way up to $100,000 for paid as vice president or above. Calculating your net worth. Again, another little menu here, discovering what that is. Let's put in your assets. What's in your checking account? What's in your savings account? What is in your CDs account? What do you have in your IRAs? What do you have as a stock or bond? What is your primary residence? If you currently own your home, what about the cars, right? All of that. Now, let's put in your liabilities. That credit card debt is a liability, right? Home equity loans, personal loans. And now it's going to give you exactly where you stand as far as your net worth. Okay, so it's very easy to calculate that. Savings goals. Again, tips on how to save right now. Shout out to the team and even people that are not in the team. I'm actually doing a 100-day savings plan. where you save a little bit of money every single day. And by November 23rd, they'll have $5,050 in their savings. We have people in there up to date that already have $300 in their savings, which is huge because people don't even have that in their savings right now. So again, just one of the things that I love to do. But creating goals, right? Putting in here what you're trying to save for, what's the target amount, what's the target date that you're trying to hit it by. So for instance, if I want to go on vacation and my target date is December, right? The target amount, I need $3,000. You're gonna put a target date of December, right? 2024. I'm actually gonna put $50 in to start. I'm gonna do this weekly, and I'm gonna put it in my savings account. And then you can also click on deposit reminder, and it's gonna tell you what you need to save every week in order to meet that goal, okay? So it can hold you accountable, and you'll get an actual text message that'll remind you to save and add your money into the savings, okay? And you can do as many of these as you want. We have our will and trust, obviously, again, one of the most powerful tools. My cousin had an experience with this where she got in a very bad car accident at a young age. I think she was only 20, 25. She had her will and trust done. She was completely in a coma. So they were going to give her kids to like the state. And because she had her will and trust, they actually gave it to the person that was on the will and trust. So imagine coming out of a coma and having your kids in custody of the state. She didn't have to go through that because of this, guys. So again, we never know how powerful these services are. Super easy to enter your information in here. And I'm sure we have countless of stories that go with the will and trust and what you're able to do with that. But the financial power of attorney, in her case, it was the healthcare power of attorney because she couldn't make decisions at that time. And last but not least, our YFL Family Mint, which is a unique online program for our kids, giving them exercises on how to learn, how to save, how to budget. What I love about this the most is the milestones. So you can kind of track your kids based on ages, where they should be money-wise, right? So we just have a 14-year-old in our household today. It's her birthday. And we really are honing in on this major milestone of now finally putting her as an authorized user on one of the credit cards, right? To start building her credit, but just really teaching her. She's a spender. So kind of teaching her, hey, maybe you should spend this, maybe you should save this, and just teaching her the value of that. So and again, there's volunteer opportunities. We're actually working with my son's school currently because they do a golf tournament every year where they donate for kids with autism. So we're also looking into bringing the YFL into that school as well, since they go all the way to high school 9 through 12. So we're super excited about that. If you're interested in doing that, you're able to do it. The instructor guides are here, overviews, checklists for our UWE agents of things that you need to do in order to be able to do that. And I think that's it, guys. There's a lot to go over in very, very, very little time. But hopefully I was able to add value to you guys and show you how to use a protection plan and what it can really, really bring to the table. So thank you so much. I want to give it to the next speaker who's coming up on the roster. I remember meeting this ball of energy and just saying to myself, man, and this guy is sharp, man. Anytime you see him, he has the best suits in the company, but very knowledgeable, very knowledgeable. I remember sitting with him. They call him one of the PBR kings, one of the, founders, the founding, when Alfred started with him. And I always follow him. He provides so much value. He does our new agent training calls on Tuesday for the company and always provides value anytime that you're around him. Jocelyn, did you make it onto the call today, bro? Let's see. Is he on here? Oh, we gotta make you a co-host, bro. Hold on. Oh, are you a co-host? Can someone make him a co-host? Because I can't. How about now? Can you unmute, Jocelyn?
Yes. Can you
there you go.
hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
I'm trying
All
to
right,
make you
fantastic.
co-host, so bear with me.
Okay, no problem.
What's
Well,
up,
as-
bro? How are you?
I'm doing great. Too blessed to be stressed. Can't complain. You know. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say, man, just to see information that you just heard from these speakers, these leaders. If you got some incredible value from what they talk about here today, go ahead and put a 7 on the chat because I want you guys to understand how powerful it is not only to start your business correct, but to have the right knowledge to grow a very successful business, right? I mean, you heard the mindset, from the man himself talking about what it takes to become successful, right? The mindset you need to have, being authentic, right? Being real. Because one thing I get to tell you about this business, 90% of anyone who's going to join the business, right, is with you. See, they join you before they join UWE. And when you being authentic, you being yourself, guess what? People want to do business with you. And I'm telling you, man, Dr. Marley did an incredible job going over that. And then you have Alyssa Barn, she is the queen of UWE. Literally, when you see her, you say, hey, Queen Alyssa Barn. Every time you see it, type on the chat, Queen Alyssa Barn, right? That's what I want you guys to type on the chat.
Got knocked off.
All right, fantastic. I do apologize for that. Yeah, so I want you to, again, you got Queen Alyssa Barnes. She is the most phenomenal person in this business that go over the important part about the business, which is understanding your back office. Ladies and gentlemen, why is that so important? I tell people, no matter how great the business is, if you don't navigate and understand the back office, you're not going to have the right knowledge to understand how you get paid, to understand how to move customers, to understand structures. See, the more knowledge you have in your business, the more you have. That's why it's imperative for all of you guys on this Zoom, right, to start doing your own home responsibility to do these things, right? And then, of course, you got Miss Reyes talk about the protection plan. The reason why people are so good at getting customers is because they master the protection plan, master all the services that is the protection plan. If you want to be the Medallion Club, the number one rule to get there is master the protection plan. The more you know it, the easier you can talk about it. The more knowledge you will have. See, credit is something that you don't have to sell, you don't have to convey, you don't have to do none of that. But what it is that, ladies and gentlemen, when you have knowledge and explaining the protection plan, the services that comes on that, people will look at you like to be competent. They say you smart, you know about credit. You say, oh, all I did is learn the services. That's all you need to do to enroll a lot of customers. So big ups to all these trainers. You got VP Chris Holder, right? Give up to all of these trainers that spoke here today because they did a phenomenal job. And I'm telling you, this was going to help your business grow. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to be here. I'm going to talk about how to launch your business, which is, I like to say, the backbone of your business, right? The spinal cord of growing and understanding how to grow a very successful business, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So that's going to be one of the main things. So for those who don't know who I am, my name is Jocelyn E. Caddison. I'm actually one of the vice president here in the company. I've been doing this for quite some time in this business, but in the network marketing industry, I've been doing this for a very, very long time. You see how when you hear Dr. Marlon was just talking about earlier, how he tried many different companies, right? I haven't tried those many companies, but here's the thing. When I was 18 years old, I did Amway, right? When I was like in my mid-20s, I did a different company that Alfred and I was in called ACN, and this is pretty much my third company, right? But through these process, I've learned that success is also a journey. And when you find your home, you do exactly what Dr. Marlon just talked about earlier when he explained Kobe Bryant. This is our stamp. We're not going anywhere. right? So when I've been doing this business, I got started really for two reasons. Number one, technically, I knew nothing about credit. No one taught me about credit. My parents didn't teach me. No teacher, no school, no nothing. Alfred called me. You see how Alyssa Barn talking about when Alfred called him and he was in Dubai? I was one of the other person when he reached out to me. He was in Dubai. I'm watching this guy, like, look at this young guy in Dubai having success. But I knew Alfred when he had no success. So the success that I saw he had in this business, I was highly impressed, right? Because I knew him personally. I knew the struggle and the challenge that he had. And I'm like, if he can do this, I can do this as well. So I got started in this business, ladies and gentlemen. My credit score was like 410 when I got started. Within 6.5 months, it went from 410 to 760, right? And that's when my entire life changed. But here's what happened. I was able to buy a brand new car, no money down, with a very low interest rate. But prior to this business, I was the type of person, if I'm going to buy a car, I buy a car. You know, you ever seen the sign on the side of the road when you see a car on the side it say for sale, right? Those are the only cars I was able to get back then. And when I got started in this business, I realized that I can get a nice luxury car by increasing my credit score, by applying the services that is available in this business, and my entire life changed. Fast forward, within these 8 years of doing this business, I was able to retire both of my parents, got them a car, got them a house, and became very successful here in this business. And why do I tell you that? I'll let you know that my background is an athlete. I play sports. So when Dr. Marlon was talking about Kobe Bryant, that's my favorite basketball player. I know everything about this gentleman because my goal is to be like that. So when I hurt myself doing jiu-jitsu and I couldn't play Baltimore, I was like, how am I going to become successful? I couldn't find any other way to do so. So when I saw this business, I knew there was an opportunity to become successful. But here's what, to me, as an athlete, because I knew nothing about business, I was like, hey, how do I make money? How do I become successful? And what I've learned is that it's all about getting started right. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to show you right now. You do this correctly, you're going to have a massive success business, right? So I'm going to show you two important pillars of this process, right? So one of the first important thing I'm going to show you right now, because I want you to truly understand, is this part right here, right? Hold on, let me keep it like this. Is it better like this, Dr. Martin? All right, cool. This part right here. See, when you get started in business, ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand the first 5 most important things you must do as a brand new agent. And if you have not paid attention, then you're missing out because Alyssa Barr went over the information. You also have Ray as well also went to the information. So look at it this way, right? When you get started, what's the first thing? This should be like a checklist that you should do with every new agent that signed up in the business. Step number 1, this should automatically know I need to activate my protection plan, right? After I activate my protection plan, I got to go to the back office, set up my profile picture, right? Navigate through the back office. That is like step 1. Step 2, you got to launch your business. Launch your business within 24 to 48 hours, no more than 3 days. Someone got to be launched. If you pass 3 days launching that person, guess what? You actually setting them up for failure. So you got to launch them within 1 to 2, 3 business days, right? And that's the best part. And the third thing you must do, you got to qualify them. Qualify them, help them acquire that true customer, right? And then you're going to have massive success. And guess what? And the fourth thing, you have the PBR. Have the PBR to expand and grow their business. And the fifth thing, you're going to repeat the process again. So this is just a quick reminder of what I'm showing you right now. But here's what I do, ladies and gentlemen. Every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, I literally go in depth of a 3-pillar training. Pillar number 1, the 5 most important things. Pillar number 2, how to launch your business. And pillar number 3, how to get qualified. So if you have not gone to any of the training on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, you want to mark your calendar to clear everything this Tuesday to attend, because once I break everything down, you pretty much going to put yourself in a position where you understand about 95% of the business, because this is the step that you do with every single person, right? So take a screenshot of this. Keep this in mind. When you're working with someone, what is the first thing you do? Activate a protection plan, navigate to the back office, set up a profile picture, make sure they actually have the wealth educator, right? Make sure they do all of that. Then you launch them. Then you qualify them. Then you have that PBR. All that can be done. That is the first 5 steps. And I always tell people, don't go any further unless you complete these things, because that's how your team is going to have success. So now let's get to the real meat and potato, right? And the real meat and potato is pretty much getting into a launch. Now, when you sign up a new agent, what makes them to have success? See, what I like to talk about guaranteed. See, if you talk to any top leaders in a company, they'll give you guaranteed. And the guarantee come in 2 forms. But if you would like some guaranteed, right, put in me on the chat, right? Put me on the chat if you want some guaranteed that's going to lead you to success. For all the me on the chat, right? Now, why do the leaders provide guaranteed? Number 1, the leaders know that if you actually do everything they teach you and you literally apply it, they can guarantee you success. But if you don't do it, they can't guarantee you anything. Just imagine you sign up with Alfred, you sign up with Alyssa Barnes, you sign up with these leaders, and the first thing they're going to tell you, do this, and you actually does it. Aren't you going to get results? That is a guarantee. The second guarantee that you have in this business is you. See, if you know that, hey, I'm going to be coachable, I'm going to apply it, I'm just going to do what they tell me to do, therefore, you can guarantee yourself success in this business. It's really not that hard. So here's our guarantee. Is how to launch your business properly, to get you the field trainer, to get you promoted, and to start making a ton of money here in this business, right? So you're going to have a launch document. It's 2 launch documents you're going to be able to have. You'll be able to go to back office to set up your launch document. And ladies and gentlemen, and again, I'm just going to go over this quickly because on Tuesday, I break down the entire detail of how to launch your business effectively, okay? So the first thing about understanding when you launch your business, ladies and gentlemen, you want to download Telegram. Why do you want to download Telegram? Your mentor, your leader, your sponsor already have their own private group chat that's going to keep you up to date to everything they got going on in the business, whether they have training or calls or any updates. You want to plug into that, right? You want to save your enrollment links, right? You want to understand your username to log into your business back office. Always go to the UCES protection plan to navigate through the services to gain knowledge and understand the services, right? Watch the training videos in the back office and save your enrollment link. But here's the most important part. There are 3 big important part of the why. Number 1 is understanding your why, right? Why did you get started in this business? See, you have to have a why for you to have success in this business. If you don't have a why, I promise you, you're going to let obstacles cause you to quit. What I've learned about this business with this company that I've been around for 20 years, here's what I've learned. This company is one of the most simple business to build. Why is that? It's already proven. It's already documented. It is simple to do. What makes it hard is you. See, you make this business hard because you have your own life. You have issues, you have challenges, you have struggles, you have distraction. All of these things will determine how hard you're going to make this business. And if you don't have a why or purpose or why you're doing this business, you allow that to overtake everything. And then from this point, you're going to make excuses to allow yourself to quit. See, when you listen, Dr. Marlon, how he said he has 7 children. He's doing this for his family, right? He's saying that I'm no longer going to be a senior vice president. I'm going to be pinnacle. The way he tell his story, you know he have a purpose. You know he have a why. And you also know there's nothing's going to stop him from achieving pinnacle here in this company, right? So you need to identify why are you doing what you're doing. So understand your why is what's going to make you go, right? So when things get tough, you feel lazy, you feel down, you don't feel like doing anything, go to your why. What's your purpose? So we're going to identify 3 whys. I like to call them short-term, mid-term, and long-term goal, okay? So that's what we're going to identify. So you'll be able to get yourself to the right state of mind to understand this is what I want to do, right? So goal number 1 that we're going to help you is a short-term goal. is how much money do you need to make on a monthly basis to cover all your expenses? Think about your monthly expenses that you have right now. How much money do you need to make to cover all of that? Right? Is it an extra $2,500? Is it $3,000? Is it $5,000? Is it $10,000? Whatever your lifestyle is, you might have a lifestyle that you live in right now that's about $3,500 a month. That's about $5,000 a month. Write it down. Because in this business, our goal is to help you accomplish that, right? But now you got to be realistic. How many hours are you willing to work per week, part-time, to make that $3,500, to make that $5,000 a month? How many hours? Because the minute you write it down, your mentor, your sponsor, now know exactly what he or she can do to help you accomplish that goal. They now know how much energy and effort they can put into you to help to work with you, right? So you got to be realistic. Are you looking to put, 15 hours a week, 20 hours a week, right? 25 hours a week, whatever the amount is, write it down, let them know, and then they're going to create a game plan to help you achieve that in this business, right? So that's your short-term goal. Short-term goal is pretty much, we're going to cover that. Now, midterm goal, ladies and gentlemen, might take a little bit longer. Because why? Short-term goal can take you 3 months, 6 months, or even 12 months, based on your performance, based on the time that you're willing to put in. A midterm goal might take 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Why? Because maybe the midterm goal you want to buy, right? Maybe you want to buy a 5-bedroom house, and it might take you 2 years to do that, right? You got to have a 2 to 5 year game plan, and that's what we call it, a midterm goal. Maybe in the next 2 to 5 years, right? You want to be able to make $500,000 a year. Maybe you want to travel, right? Maybe you want to retire your parents, or maybe you want to have money set aside for your kids while you're traveling. What is your dream? What's your goal? Where do you see yourself in the next 2 to 5 years? What the heck do you want? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm fired up. And the reason why I'm so excited is because of the previous speakers that I was listening to. They got me fired up. They got me thinking about I need to have my dream on point. So you have to understand, have your dream on point. What do you want in the next 2 to 5 years? You write that down, right? And then your mentor going to create a game plan to help you overcome it. And the long-term goal, ladies and gentlemen, might take 10, 20 years. Maybe the long-term goal, you want to open up a hospital to help young kids, right, who have sickle cell or whatever disease, right, whatever illness they may have. Maybe you want to open up a hospital. Maybe you want to open up a huge community, to open up a home to clean homeless people out of the street. Whatever your biggest desire is, write it down, and you'll be able to learn and find out. Through this company, we can help you achieve that, but we started with your first why. And as we do that, ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. We also have a 30-day goal for you. You wrote down your 3 whys, but in the first 30 days with your mentor that you're working with, our goal is to help you make your first $500 to $1,000 your first 30 days in business. Not only you make your investment back, but you're also in profit mode. That is our goal. And how are we going to do that, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to do it through a process called field training. We like to call it fast track to field training, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to help you. Now, with all the new updates, right, on how to achieve field trainer, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be so much quicker for you to get there. Either way, you can do it any way that I'm going to show you. Like right now, you can do it this way, but here's what I urge you to do. I urge you to take advantage of what VP of Sales Chris Holder was just talking about, how to go field trainer and senior field trainer, right? So in this case here, right, to become a field trainer, I know it says 2 personally sponsored agent and 3 customers. Now, leveraging the new promotion, you can go field trainer. But as this example, I'm going to show you in this example, by you doing this, it's going to pretty much knock 2 birds in 1 stone, because it allow you to achieve the second process by doing it this way, right? Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, take advantage of the new promotion. So here's what that means, right? So if you look at it here, every new agent is 400 in group volume. Every new customer is 200 group volume, but now it's 500 group volume for every new customer. So technically, right? If you go out there, when you sign up as an agent yourself, if you brand new, you are automatically 400 groove volume, right? But if you ain't out, let's just say you and I ain't got 2 customers, right? Not only you're gonna get 500 groove volume for each customer, which make 1,000, but because you get it done within the first 14 days, they're gonna give you additional 300 groove volume, including your 400 that allow you to become a field trainer. However, if you still happen to do it this way, where you end up going out and getting 2 agents and 3 customers, you can still wrap up field trainer. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can go field trainer by acquiring 2 customers, or you can go field trainer by doing it this way. But here's what I was talking about, how it helped you achieve, right, the next achievement by breaking 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, just imagine you say, hey, I want to build a very successful business, right? As I'm getting customers, I want to build a huge business to become financially independent, right? To have income stability. And then you went out there, you got 2 agents and you got 3 customers. See, because you did that, you went field trainer anyway. But what is the achievement that I talked about that it helps you? Well, there's something called 5. Strive for 5, right? Because you went out there and you got 5, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The $89 you were paying a month to work on your credit, it is now waived and you got it for free. Now, here's the best bonus. Let's just say you went out, you got 5 customers, right? Like Chris Holder just talked about, right? You still got your 2 agents. Congratulations, you got it. But let's just say instead of getting 3 customers, you went out and got 5 customers total, and you're gonna get that additional $250 bonus check that's gonna go right in your account. $250 cash, boom, in your account, direct deposit. So, ladies and gentlemen, understand there are multiple ways to go field trainer, and you get to choose how you want to do it. And that's what makes this business incredible. What are your choices to get to the next title as soon as possible? And what is the easiest way to do it? You now get to pick. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the goal is field trainer. Field trainer, field trainer. And by doing that, it's going to allow you to make money and become successful. Okay? So to move on pretty fast, ladies and gentlemen, now understand when you go field training, you want to learn how to get paid. There are 3 ways you're going to get paid here in this business. The first, well, actually, there's about 6 ways you're going to get paid. So here's the first 3 way, right? First 3 ways is that every time you acquire a customer, you make $100 for every customer that sign up at the cost of the $188, right? When the second way you're going to get paid, you're going to get paid $12 residual income off the $89 that the customer is paying for month after month, year after year, from acquiring that customer. And this is the third way. The third way is that it's called customer acquisition bumps, right? I'm not going to go into too much detail on that because I'm going to go training on it on Tuesday. But here's the bottom line. See, there's something called initial remaining in total. What does that mean? You as a brand new agent, let's just say you sign up your best friend. You're going to call your best friend Steve. Steve signed up. There's $100 on the table. However, they're going to give you $40 initial right up front when Steve signed up, right? And then when you help Steve get qualified with the 2 customers, the company going to give you the remaining $60, which make a total of $100. So that's why it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, right? So you actually get to make $100 when you have someone get qualified. Now, why does a company does that? They do that for 2 reasons. Number 1, the first reason why they do that, we technically don't get paid for recruiting an agent. Why? Because an agent is a customer, right? They're a customer of the services. So that's why you got the initial $40. And then when we help that agent acquire 2 customers, you get the remaining $60, which make a total of $100. That's why it's called customer acquisition bonus. The second reason why the company does that, it doesn't allow anybody to become selfish. It allows them to become selfless. See, your mentor, your sponsor, the person that introduced you to this business, you may or may not know them. It might be your first time meeting that person. But here's what the thing, because of this business, they have more interest in helping you make more money than all your friends and your family ever did. And that's the great thing about it. So go through all the details. Your mentor is going to show you literally how to get paid. So to know more structure, you go to the back office or you come into Tuesday. training, and we'll go further detail on how you get paid. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So I just want to quickly give you a quick little structure on that. So now that you understand what to do to go field trainer, how to make the money, so what is it going to do to take action? Now what you're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to go out and make a list of names, right? And Alyssa Bond is very good at that. Alyssa Bond will sit down with you to make sure that you put a list of 100, 200 names. Because why? Because she's going to make sure that you have success. But you look at any other top leaders, they do the same thing. See, I know it says 20 contacts. 20 contacts is to help you achieve field trainer. But ladies and gentlemen, you want to become a vice president, you want to become a sales director, you want to become an ESD, whatever title, right? And above you want to become, you're not going to get there with 20 contacts. You need to at least minimally put a list of 250 names. When I first got started in this business, I asked Alfred, man, I need to go sales director as soon as possible. Well, first thing he asked me, Jocelyn, how much money do I want to make? I said, man, if I can make $3,200 a month, I'll be good. And he said, well, you can achieve that in sales director. I said, okay, what I got to do? He said, make a list of 200 names. I went out and did a list of 250. I went a little bit above and beyond. And because we did that, I remember our first couple of days in business, I invited so many people out of 200. I think probably like 70 people just to try to get people to see the information. And I ended up going sales director in about 2 weeks in this business. Because why? I've created a list of names of enough people to reach out to. And next thing you know, the rest was history. And I don't even think I went to the entire 250. But because I had it in hand, I had enough people to call to show the information to and able to hit sales director in 2 weeks. So the goal is write a list of 250 names. And when you do that, here's how you're going to do it. You're going to have an A list. You're going to have a B list, right? A-list is people that's already business-minded people. People with somebody that's motivated, that have influence, that's coachable, right? Some people that's already having success. People that's already making $100,000 a year. People that already have their own business. You want to put those people first. Here's the reason why. Those people, they work hard. They know what it took to get them there. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to keep it or grow it. That's why they're looking. B-list is everyone else. Don't prejudge nobody. Those you think that's going to do it, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, won't do it. And those you think that won't do it, end up doing it. Because we don't know who they are. You write everybody down. You have a target of an A-list, but you don't prejudge nobody. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now to wrap it up in 5 more minutes, five more minutes, I'm going to wrap it up. Now, once you create a list of names, here is the gold mine for success. This is the guarantee that I was talking about. You want to have success? You want your mentor to provide you a guarantee of success? This is what the requirement is to have a successful business, to make sure that your guarantee coming from you and the guarantees coming from your mentor, which would be this. See, ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know everything in your life that you do for the first time always have a script. See, when you first started your job, they didn't never throw you on the floor to figure it out. No, because you're going to cost the company money. What do? They train you like you're being trained right now. And then they give you a script, which is a guideline script, so you can understand the things that you're talking about when you're talking to a customer or affect your corporate job, right? Here's the same thing. Did you know that Denzel Washington make hundreds of millions of dollars reading a script? Did you know that Beyonce make hundreds of millions of dollars, if not $1 billion, right? Singing a script. And now in this business, you now have the capability to become financially stable by reading a script. And this script was built in a real conversation. I want you guys to do a screenshot on this script, because this is what is going to put you in a position to say, I'm going to guarantee myself success when I apply this. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you're going to do it, right? Because it's building a real conversation, you're going to learn this script like it's your favorite song. How many here have a favorite song? If you have a favorite song that you learn, right, put an 8 on the chat. Put an 8 on the chat. And when you listen to the favorite song, what did you do? You rewind it, you played it. You rewind it, you played it. And as you were rewinding and play it, you were learning the script. You did it multiple times until you got every single word on point. And we want you to do the same thing here in this business so you can gain the income stability that you desire. Right? So when you're talking to your friends and your family using the script, talk to them however you talk to them. Talk to them however you've been talking to them. Like if I'm talking to one of my homeboys and I knew him for 10 years, I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? What's good? What's happening? Right? That's how I talk to him. That's how he knows me. But if I'm talking to a professional colleague and I talk proper, I'm like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? I speak more professional. However you talk to your peers, keep it the same way. So if you look at it here, ladies and gentlemen, when you calling your best friend John, here's what you're gonna say. Yo, what up, John? What's good, man? I only got a minute. But first, before you do that, make sure you set up the time between you and your mentor, what day that you and that person is available. Not your guests, not the people you calling. What time are you available? What time your mentor available? And y'all set it up that way. And once you do that, yo, John, what's up, bro? I only got a minute, man. He's like, what's up, man? Listen, what are you doing tomorrow at 8 p.m.? Your best friend will be like, man, probably just chilling. I'm like, yo, John, I know you're always looking for other ways to making extra money, bro. If I find a way for you and I, my G, my dog, my homie, I find a way for you and I to be in a better financial position this year, bro, by improving your credit score and making extra money. Would you like to know more about it? John gonna be like, hell yeah, who doesn't? He'd be like, great. Now here's the thing. If you're going to get with them in person with your mentor to have that PBR, you're gonna say, we need to get together for 20 minutes. I'm gonna text you the address. If you're gonna get with them on a Zoom, you say, great, we're having a Zoom webinar, right? Tomorrow at 8 p.m. to break down all the info, right? To answer any question you may have. I'm gonna send you the link. All right, bro? You can be like, all right, cool, no problem. And then you say, don't cancel on me, man. It's very important. See, ladies and gentlemen, this script here, you know what it does? It put you in a position to avoid your friends and your family to ask you 1,002 questions. It get rid of that. When they start asking questions, what is it about? Well, it's about improving your credit and making money. What I gotta do? You just gotta jump on. Is it one of those things? No. Do I need to pay? No. The Zoom is free. No, the get together is free to attend. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, have posture, have excitement, right? And then you say, hey, what if you calling your auntie? Hey, auntie, how are you, auntie? I only got a minute. Let me ask you a question. What are you doing tomorrow at 8 p.m.? Oh, nothing. Auntie, I know you always looking for other ways to make an extra money because you a boss. But if I find a way for you and I, auntie, to make a lot of money by improving our credit score, right? Would you like to know more about it? Yes. Just read the script. See, a lot of time here's the thing. We always say we know our friends, right? And I know how to talk to my friends because I know my friends. And you are right. But here's the thing. Your friend doesn't know you in this business. They don't know the success you achieved in this business. They've never seen you have any type of success in this business. And if you just say whatever you want to say to your friends to invite them to the Zoom, especially you don't have the influence, then your friends may not take you serious because your friends know your bad habits. Your family know the issues. People know all these things. They know what you did last week. So there are 3 different type of people that's able to have massive success here in this business, right? You have the influencer. The influencer can say, hey, I'm going to get together and everybody show up. They don't have to say much because they are an impactful influencer, right? Then you have the other type of people, the second type. The second type is like, they just a go-getter. They drip. They say, tell me what I need to do, and I'm going to do it. And then you have the other person who have no influence. People don't trust. They make many mistakes. They fail. People are like, I don't know. Because they follow the script, they are able to have success. And ladies and gentlemen, doesn't matter who you are, you follow the script, you're going to be able to guarantee yourself success here in this business, right? And that's what I want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, because guess what? Success is on your journey. And if you follow what it takes, you're going to get the results that you desire. The biggest winners in this business is those who literally take the action. And I don't want to waste any more time, but I hope you took some screenshot. I hope you like what you saw here today, because Your success is guaranteed by you doing the work that your mentor asks you to do to get the results that you're looking in your life. And all it requires is a simple guideline step. With that, ladies and gentlemen, my job is done, and I want to give it back to you, Dr. Marlon.
Awesome. Drop some fire in the chat for Josine. That was super powerful, man. You know, I love the fact that not only does he share his part, but he has tips from the other leaders as well. It's important to just make sure that you're tuning in with what everyone is sharing and really taking copious notes, because that's what's going to help you take things to the next level. Listen, I want to bring this guy up here. I don't know if you guys know him, but man, I just got excited because I didn't know he was training today. If you have not heard this man train, you put your seatbelt back on. If you was going to take a break, you might want to hurry up and give it up for my man, Coach Newsome is in the house. What's going on, bro? Let me know if you can hear me.
I can, Dr. Hester. Wow, man. Listen, man, I'm so fired up on here. You know, when you get to the end of an awesome Saturday training, the body starts to get weary, right? The body starts to get weary. It said, don't get weary in well-doing, doesn't it? Right? I would tell you, I'm going to throw it back to you for setting the tone for this amazing Saturday training we have on this weekend. If you got some value from the top leaders, right, put a fire emoji or my lucky 7 in the chat box, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go throw it back to our pinnacle leader, Mr. Alfred Nixon, who's coming up right behind me. So don't go nowhere. And then also the top leaders from Alyssa Barnes and so forth and so on, and the VP of Sales, Chris Holder. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Johnny Newsome, and I'm an executive vice president with the company, and I've been doing this for a very, very long time. And, you know, it's just so exciting to see top people in our company, and then our founder of our company, Mr. Paramount Nayak, that stays in the fight for you. Let me say that again. That stays in the fight for you, ladies and gentlemen. So not only for you, but your family and your sons, your daughters. My mission today is all the services you heard, the back office you heard, the service office you heard, the mindset you heard, launching correctly you heard. I'm going to help you structure your business to be able to make the income so you can go out there and do other things in life, right? I hail from Columbus, Georgia, right? The second largest city in Georgia. I am retired military, so salute to everybody who served in the military or have a family member that's in the military. I salute you. I did 21 years, 11 Bravo Infantry Ranger. Joined this company a few years ago, and I am still excited. So I'm going to be the 3 Bs. I'm going to be brief, I'm going to be brilliant, and number 3, we're going to be gone, okay? So let's go ahead and get started, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing I want to jump into when you're structuring, you got to go strive for 5. Now, if you haven't received your 5 agents, 5 customers, or a combination of 5, I want you to type me and make it your business. By the end of this month, you will get that 5. If just going to be you, type me. I'm going to achieve mine this month. There will be no more months that I would never go past in United Wealth Education Service without having my 5. Type me. If you don't have it, type me that I will have my 5 by the end of this month, right? Listen, I can, I will, I must. Everybody know I say that. I can, I will, I must. You got to make it your business to get your strive for 5 in this organization. So let's talk about how we're going to structure your team. Sponsoring creates income. Depth creates stability. Understand what I just said. Sponsoring, right, creates income. Depth creates stability, ladies and gentlemen. You start with 2 organizations and you stay in them teams until you hit senior field trainer doing about $7,500 in business volume consistently. Then you start on your 3rd organization when you're approaching sales director. That's where you need to be like yesterday, right? You need to hit the level of sales director. That is the most biggest spot or first tier that you have this business on lock and key, right? You want to stay there in the 3 teams till you go regional sales director till you're doing about 40K in consistent business volume. Then you start on your 4th organization and you're going to stay right there all the way to vice president. You don't jump into your 5th organization, ladies and gentlemen, till you get to about $225,000 in consistent volume. Here's the biggest key. Never go wider than 5. Never go wider than 5, ladies and gentlemen. If you go wider than 5, you're losing tons of money. Yes. Remember, sponsoring creates income. Depth creates stability. You want to build your organizations at least 5 levels in depth as sales directors, and they're locked in. I hope somebody caught that. If you caught exactly what I said, go ahead and put that strong arm of number 3 in my business. Go ahead and put the strong arm, right? Or number 3 in my business. You want to build your organizations 5 levels in depth, at least 5 sales directors in depth. That organization ain't going nowhere. It's locked in. That would be a goal, right? So let's continue to move. Let's talk about sponsor placement, ladies and gentlemen. Sponsor placement is a tool to benefit the agent that's doing the sponsoring. Sponsor placement does not depend on placing agents in your organization to help you go vice president. Your upline or whoever sponsored you, they're building their business for them, not for you. Now, you could be in a position to get blessed. It's a blessing, right? And you just say, I was in position to get blessed. That's it. But that upline is putting a sponsor placement organization in your team because it only makes sense for him or her to do that. You have sponsor placement, right? And a person can stay in that holding tank for at least 60 days, ladies and gentlemen. So, like I said, you have a minimum of 60 days to move a sponsor placement organization. And you can sponsor place them anywhere. Okay? You can sponsor place them anywhere in your organization. Understand this, though. It has to be in an open place. So you cannot sponsor place somebody. So let's say you personally sponsor me, but you already have an organization that's 3 levels in depth, but it was your cousin that just came in business. You cannot move somebody out of the way and put them in that position, okay? Now, they can go at the bottom of the organization, right? But you can move another team out of the way to put them inside, okay? You can't do it like that, all right? Now, continue move, that is sponsor placement. Now, let's talk about volume really fast, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Anytime you enroll a customer, anytime you enroll an agent, you get business volume. This business volume is going to help you get promoted and structure your organization. So when you put a customer in play, right? Thank Chris Holder, the biggest vice president in sales in this industry and the best, right? You do a 188 customer, right? On our protection plan services, you're going to get $500 in business volume. If you do 89, that means you waive the setup fee. You're going to get $200 in business volume. Now, watch this. This is where it gets very important. The next following month, that customer pays their $89 for their service. you're going to get $100 in business volume. If the third month, you're going to get another $100 in business volume. On the fourth month, ladies and gentlemen, it goes down to 80. So think about this. You put a new customer in business, right? That customer goes in your holding tank, customer holding tank. Now, we do have a way where Mr. Alfred Nixon is going to go over when you start breaking customer acquisition bonus. Once that customer goes to that person and you move that person, because you have up to 60 days, that volume actually goes with the person, right? Does that make sense? If that makes sense, put a light bulb in my chat box if that makes sense. Once you move that customer that's attached to that agent, that actually volume moves along with that new agent and customer. Okay? If that makes sense, put a light bulb in my chat box, ladies and gentlemen. So if you do it strategically every single month, wherever you move that new agent down in depth in that new organization, you're going to create volume every single month. Okay? When you personally sponsor a new agent, okay, you're going to get $400 in business volume. The second month, it goes to 80. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go in your compensation booklet, you need to be able to print this out, right? Mm-hmm. Print this out. You need to be able to study this and know your position and title. All you have to do is go to page 12 in the compensation booklet, and you're going to see this page. Study it, know it, understand it, okay? Because this is how you're going to rank up to have your organizations in play. Remember, sponsoring creates income. Depth creates stability. So let's talk about how you're going to structure your organization. Our very first goal is field trainer, ladies and gentlemen. You got to personally sponsor 2 active agents in your organization, okay? You're brand new. You sponsor me and Lisa. Now you're in position. You want to go out there and get 3 customers. Now this is the traditional way how we get paid or we get promoted. Now you can do it the opposite way where you personally sponsor 3 agents and get 2 customers. It does the same exact thing. But ladies and gentlemen, what did we just do? Now what you can do is go field trainer with not sponsoring any affiliates. You got to have 2 personally sponsored customers. At 188, you're going to produce $500 in business volume. Long as your business has $1,600 in business volume and your 2 personally sponsored customers at 188, ladies and gentlemen, not 89, where you waive the setup fee, you will stay a qualified field trainer in our business. Wow. Somebody should be blowing this chat box up because that is powerful, ladies and gentlemen. You're telling me that I can get promoted without having no affiliated sponsorship, and I can go out there and get some customers that needs our services, that needs the Will Trust Healthcare Financial Power Attorney, that needs our Debt Zero program, that needs our budgeting, that needs our credit restoration program. Ladies and gentlemen, that is amazing. That's amazing. But we got more. We're going to the next position and title called Senior Field Trainer. Traditional way. You got to have 2 personally sponsored agents, a minimum of $500 in business volume, running through 2 organizations, a total of $5,000, and 2 active field trainers. So that means you got to have 2 people that duplicated you. Now you are a qualified senior field trainer. But as they say, it gets better. Senior field training, our new way of getting promoted. You personally sponsor at least 4 customers at 188. You're producing $500 in business volume per one. Long as you're a total of 5,000, you do not have to have no affiliates in your organization, you are a qualified senior field trainer with United Wealth Education Service. Hold up, Mr. Newsom. Are you telling me I can go out there and get some customers and get promoted and rank up? Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. That is so powerful in our company. There's so many people that's breaking senior field trainers with no affiliate program or affiliates in our company right now. It will actually literally blow your mind. You got to do it. You got to say, I can, I will, I must. I can go make it happen. I can do that, right? Sales director. This is the meat and potatoes, ladies and gentlemen, right? This is where you want to be at since yesterday. Personally sponsor at least 3 agents. A minimum of $1,000 doing 3 teams. $10,000 in total business volume, and you have to have 3 field trainers. So hold on, Mr. Newsom. Let's talk about it. So if I go out there and sponsor 3 people, and then dump 3 people, go out there and go get some customers, go field trainer, and as long as I have $10,000 in business volume, I can be a sales director, and they don't have to have no agents? Absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on, what? Absolutely. So if I go get 3 people that I know, they know at least 10 people that needs credit restoration, I can rank up to be a sales director? And all they did was sponsor customers? Yes. This is where we're going to get to the meat and potatoes. At this present time, you got a significant organization that's growing really fast. You are a regional sales director in our company. You still got to have 3 organizations anywhere in your business, a minimum of $2,000 of business volume, a total of $25,000, 3 senior field trainers. Ladies and gentlemen, I just showed you how to go senior field trainer. 3 senior field trainers, and I'm a regional sales director in our company. I need somebody to catch that. I need somebody to say, listen, hold on now. I can have an agent come in business and go senior field trainer with no agents, only customers, and that puts me in position to go regional sales director. And if I can find 3 people to do exactly duplicatable that, I'm going to be a regional. There's going to be so many regional sales directors that's going to break by our regional convention in Houston, Texas. Man, listen, I'm excited. I'm excited just to see what's going to happen in our company. Executive sales director, you got to have 4 organizations. This is where you're going to put on your 4th organization, a total of $50,000 in business volume. You got to have 4 teams that's doing at least $4,000 in business volume. You got to have at least 2 sales directors. Now, here's the cool thing where I talked about the sponsor placement. The sponsor placement, 1 organization can be sponsor placed. 1 sales director organization can be sponsor placed. Then you have to have 1 that's lineage. You are a qualified executive sales director in our company. And then, of course, vice president. By the end of 2025, type me if you're going to be a vice president in our company. By the end of 2025, type me. What we're going to do is take this company to $1 billion company. But I need you to commit to say, I can, I will, I must be a vice president. Yes, not only is it going to help you, but as an organization as a whole, we're going to show the world that we are $1 billion company and we have the best compensation plan. We have the best structure. We have the best services. We have the best VP of sales. And most importantly, we have the best leadership backed up by our founder, Mr. Paramel Nayak. I will be a vice president by 2025, at the end of 2025, ladies and gentlemen. You got to have 4 personally sponsored organizations doing $10,000 in business. You got to have at least 3 sales directors in 3 separate legs with a total of $100,000 in business volume. I can, I will, I must. It can happen. You just got to believe all things are possible. Why not you? Here's some bad structure. I just went over some good structure. Here's some bad structure, ladies and gentlemen. You never want to go wider than 5. You want to keep your organization in 5. Remember, if you have agents sitting in your placement tank, you want to be able to move them within 60 days, okay? And put them somewhere in your organization. You never want to go wider than 5. And that's it for me. I told you we was going to be brief, brilliant. We're going to be gone. Once again, I am Johnny Newsome, Executive Vice President with United Wealth Education Service. I look forward to seeing everybody at our regional event in Houston, Texas. I want to bring up our pinnacle leader, Mr. Alfred Nixon. You know his story. If you're brand new, he was inducted in the Millionaire Hall of Fame of all network marketing by the age of 24 years old. He is our pinnacle, our top producer in our company. Mr. Alfred Nixon, are you out there, sir?
Absolutely, absolutely. Y'all do me a favor and put a 5 in the chat for the leaders on today. Man, this was an incredible training, man. I've been sitting here just taking everything in. Put a 5 in the chat, man. Come on, give it up to the leaders. Shout out to Marlon Hester for kicking us off, man. Mindset. You heard the incredible testimony. Shout out to Dr. Helen, her and her husband, Dr. Clay. I mean, came in and smashed ESD their very first 30 days, man. 5 promotions in 30 days. You already know she's going to the top of the company. She's built organizations of over 1 million people, and she's locked in with UWE. Super excited for that young lady's growth. Shout out to also the young lady who came up, hit sales director, hit the Medallion Club under the leadership of Andrea McKeithern. Just seeing the growth in the company has been awesome. Shout out to Razor for doing a great job, man. The protection plan. Our goal here, ladies and gentlemen, when a person get on this membership, when they sign up, we got to get these people activated ASAP. We want them to have an experience. If y'all don't see what's happening with the economy, people need to be connected. I need to get people a result fast. I need to see people go through the process, get that will, get that trust. So shout out to Razor for doing an incredible job breaking down when we talk about our protection plan membership, which is so golden right now. We in the middle of a gold mine. Shout out to Alyssa Barnes. You know, come on, give it up to Alyssa. Did a wonderful job breaking down the back office. You know, that is key. You know, when I went around the country and sat down with a lot of other people that actually come into the business, a lot of people don't even know the basics, Mr. Newsom. People don't know how to move customers, how to move agents, these things that people just don't know, especially all of the newer people. And Alyssa did a wonderful job really breaking all of those wonderful benefits down. Again, I can't go without saying our VP of Sales, man, fighting for the company every day, all of the changes that he helped put in place, our corporate staff, the owner, Mr. Paramil Naik. If you're watching the replay, if you're watching the call, appreciate you, man, for everything you do. And of course, Jocelyn, he does that call every single Tuesday. We want to be pushing people into that call every single Tuesday at 1 o'clock. You can plug in, get your people launched. Company promotes that call. Want to get people plugged into that. And of course, y'all do me a huge favor and put his lucky number 7 in the chat to Mr. Johnny Newsome. You heard it earlier, man. Sponsoring creates income, but depth creates stability. And we want to build stable businesses here as we go into close out the year. The company's going in peak season, man. Last month was a terrific month. Congratulations to all of the leaders, all of the new success stories that came in, all of the new promotions, all of the people that got day 5, all of the new people that hit the Medallion Club. Shout out to all of the Medallion Club members who had an opportunity to go to New York, spend some time with the VP of Sales, and just excited with where the company is at right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we close the call out today, I just want to honor everybody that stayed on the call throughout the entire time. This is an investment that you're making in yourself, in your business, and I can tell you that it's going to be significant as we go into closing out this, going into the new month and closing out the year. But here's what I want to cover today, Mr. Newsom. I get to talk about, you know, a topic that I'm very excited about, and it actually one of my favorite topics, certainly ranks up there at the top, is our compensation plan. You know, how you really get paid. This business is truly an art. It's not just about putting in customers and agents. It really is, but you get what I'm saying. It's a system in how you do it and how you can really go out there and really maximize the income. Like when you go to an ATM, no matter how much money is in your bank account, no matter how much money is on that card, you have to put in a certain code to get that money. True or not true? And in this business, if you understand the codes, moving customers, structuring, helping people get promoted, how that whole process works, you will maximize the compensation plan. And so I want you to turn over a new sheet of notes. I want you to get your calculator. But before we even do that, I want y'all to put in the chat right now how much money you want to make. I want you to write your check and make it big on a monthly basis. What would that look like for you to cover all of your bills that UWE was paying you residually? Somebody said they want to make $10,000 a month. Okay, $5,000, $25,000. Damn. Somebody said they want to make $100,000 a month. Okay, you have to put some work in. Let's get you senior regional. It's done. It's possible. $3,000 a month, $30,000. That's a good amount. You can do something good with $30,000 a month. 5 to 10K. We need to be specific. How much money you want to make? Not 5 to 10K. We need a specific amount. You can't hit a target. You can't see. You got to be intentional. Right? I've seen somebody say they want to make 300,000, 10,000. Okay, Brian, I see you out there, boy. You want to make 10 grand? Okay, cool. Right? Okay, great. And so that's what I did when I started with UWE. For those of you who don't know me, I know we got a lot of new agents coming in the Midwest, Texas, New York, California. Welcome to everybody in the company that's new. I've been with this company here. Alyssa was laughing the other day on the phone. Come December, it will be 9 years. Man, I've grown up in this company. I came in this company and I had to show my ID to get a drink, and now I got chin hair. So I'm growing up in the company. But today I want to talk about compensation. And I really want you to really dive in to understand that this company pays out a lot of money. And if we wasn't recording right now, I would say how much money that it has paid me. It's been a lot, and it can pay you the same way. And so I just want you to really understand that, and really understand that this business is, titles are important, but it's really about production. That's where your money's going to be made at until you build up a significant group where you have a large customer base that can pay you some residuals on the back end. But in the meantime, in the beginning, your income is for the production you're doing and the production your team doing. And so let's kind of jump right into that. And then on the last end of the call, I'll cover our event that we got out in Houston in about the next month or so. So again, welcome to UWE compensation plan. I want you to know this, man. This is what you should be earning on a monthly basis if you're producing. These should be your goals. You're a field trainer on a call, you should be making $1,000 a month. You're a VP on a call, you should be making 10 to 15. If we're not making that, something's off. You're a sales director, $3,000 a month. Come on now. We got sales directors that's doing that in a week. And so again, titles are important to understand. When I get paid and when I get to another title, I'm going to get paid more money for doing the same things I was already doing. Don't just hit the title and then stop doing the things that you did to get there. It won't equivalent in your income. So this is just projections. Again, this is us, what we believe as leaders that you should be earning if you're producing at your respective title. RSDs, you should be making $4,000 a month. That's $1,000 a week. ESDs, $6,000 a month. That's $1,500 a week. Some ESDs are making that in a week, $6,000 in a week. We've seen it happen. I've even had that happen for myself when I came up into the company. So these are just what we believe you should be earning at these respective titles. Let's move along here. Here's what's important. Understanding how we get paid. Ladies and gentlemen, we earn weekly and monthly commissions. And so what you want to do is, based off the leadership and based off how many people on your team, Sunday is the very first day, if you're out there writing notes, that is the very first day of our pay week, right? We get paid for what we do from Sunday to Saturday. Today just so happened to be the last day of the pay week. So everything you've done throughout this week, you're going to get paid the following Thursday for. That's why we got a lot of production that's coming in right now. People are closing the week strong based off of their income, based off how much they want to make their, what they check to look like, right? So again, you get paid for everything you do from Sunday to Saturday, you get paid the following Thursday for. So here's a tip. What I would encourage you to do is huddle up with your team on Sundays and set whatever they goal, whatever they title. If they're a field trainer, if they're a senior field trainer, if they're a sales director, they're making $380 per recruit that gets 2 customers. Set a goal for how much money they want to make that particular week. If you're an SD and you say, well, you know what, my goal this particular week, I want to recruit 5 people and I want to help all 5 get qualified based off my personal production. 380 times 5, that's about $1,900 that I will make that week based off what I did. Not about what my team did, but based off what I did. If you start setting those goals every single Sunday with your team, and they start even hitting some of those goals, they're even getting 50%. Most people don't even have a goal going into the week. But if you start painting that vision of what they can earn based off of their personal production, some of the times they may hit that goal or they may fall short. They may even get higher than what they did going into that week. So I want to encourage you to get with your team and write out their income goals on Sunday, how much money they want to make, how many recruits they want to have, right? You'll see how that step right there will actually increase your income by 30 to 50% a week. Just getting your team goals and setting a picture for them of what they want to earn and start working towards hitting that. So again, we get paid weekly and monthly commissions. Our monthly commission is paid the first Thursday of every month. The first Thursday of every month, the coded bonuses and all of those things are actually being paid out, right? So moving along here, again, we get paid 6 different ways, and I'm going to be covering all of those ways on how we get paid here on the call today. So let's jump right into it again. Mr. Newsom just talked about, if you're on this call and you already got your 5 people, put a 5 in the chat. If you got your services for free, 5 customers in or agents, put a 5 in the chat. And for those of you who are new or you haven't gotten your 5 yet, let's try to knock that out ASAP. Let's try to knock that out this weekend, this week. The goal is to help you get 5 ASAP. Getting your services for free, and it could be 5 customers, 5 agents, a combination of both. But once you get 5, the company gives you all the benefits for free, ladies and gentlemen. And we want to help you get that done like yesterday, right? So that's the goal coming off this call. That's to be one of your goals. If you don't have 5, let's get that done this week, right? Now, Alyssa did a great job showing you in the back office where you start finding your customers and where you start finding agents as they come into your organization. I want you to know, as you start bringing in customers, this is what it looks like in your holding tank, where you can move these customers to trigger out these bonuses that I'm going to talk about here in a second. So your goal should be, I want to fill up my customer placement holding tank as often as I can. Not only am I going to make $100 a customer, but I can also release some of these bonuses as our team starts to go out there and recruit, right? So every time you bring in a customer, they go in your holding tank, and it looks like this, ladies and gentlemen, as you start filling out that tank, right? Again, now you can also give a person a discount. That's up to you. Person come in at $188, you're going to make that $100, right? If you waive the activation fee, right, you don't make an upfront commission, right? But you still get the same volume. You don't actually get the same volume. When you bring a customer in at full price, you're getting $500 in volume now. But when you bring in a customer at $89, you're going to still have customers in this holding tank that you can move to trigger out bonuses, which pays you far more than $100 anyway. So you want to be strategic on, if you got somebody on the fence, a family member, you have that option to waive the activation and get them in at 89. Again, my goal when I came in, I was like, I got to fill my holding tank up. I want to get as many customers, because we knew we was going to recruit like crazy to trigger out these bonuses, right? Now, we ain't giving everybody no damn discount. Now, I'm keeping it 100. You want to keep that $100, right? You're working hard for it, but you still want to be strategic. If you got somebody on the fence that maybe not have the money, you got that in your back pocket to be able to help that person go out there and become a customer, fill your holding tank up, and then you're going to make the money on the back end anyway, ladies and gentlemen, with the cabs, if you were to go out there and trigger a cab. Now, of course, we make $100 a customer that we bring in. We all know that at the 188 level, but we also start earning the residual. And so I want you to do some of the things that I did. When I looked at this company and I started writing down my goals, I didn't play with this thing. I wrote down, I want to build me a wealth vault. I want to be able to generate a revenue that's just going to blow my mind and put me in a level of success that I've always desired and dreamed. And so the $100 a customer was great. And then I locked in on what does $12 residually look like. If I go out there and get X amount of customers, in my UWE career, I think I've personally enrolled about 4,000 personal customers, somewhere close to that. And if you start doing that math, right, obviously all of them is not active, but $12 a month starts to add up. Even if you got 100 active customers, 500 active customers, 1,000 active customers, whatever your goal is, you're getting $12 a month for every customer you personally bring in here. Not only is you making the 100 up front, I got customers that's been paying since 2017, even through the shutdown. 2017, these people keep paying every single month because they're taking advantage of all of those other benefits. And some of my customers, these people make so much money, they don't even know that the $89 come out of their account. But you get $12 a month residually for every customer that you actually bring in, right? I want you to really fine-tune on that, right? Now, again, you heard me earlier talk about the $100 that you make per customer. That's another way. We have people on the team right now who may not have as many agents, but they're bringing in 8, 10, 12, 15 customers a week, making $100 a pop, and they're doing this thing part-time. They work full-time jobs. Some of them are nurses. Some of them have other things going on. We have people that's even brought in 50 and 100 customers in 1 week. You're earning $100 every time you go out there and bring in a customer at that 188 level, right? Now, it's important for you. You want to go to ESD as quickly as you possibly can, right? Level override, right? That's the override that you get for all of the customers that your team brings on board. And once you become an executive sales director, like Dr. Helen, she knocked that out her first month. Shout out to that team. You now unlock all the ways you get paid in the compensation plan. If you're not an executive sales director, you're leaving money on the table, right? For example, if you're a senior field trainer, you're only getting paid on the first 4 levels right now. So if you have a team of 8 or 10 levels deep, you're not getting paid on none of that. If you're a sales director, you're only getting paid on your first 5, 6 levels. If you have teams bigger than that, 10, 12 levels deep, you're not getting paid on any of that. So when I looked at the comp plan, I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to go SD fast because I know that's the money position, but I gotta hurry up and get the ESD. That's why Dr. Helen and them got that done their first month. They're like, I want to get paid on everything, right? So once you become ESD, RSD, you get paid on, I think, 6 levels. Once you become ESD, you get paid on infinity levels deep. You start even getting generational overrides, which means you're getting paid on every single level that's happening in your company, right? And so as you start building depth here, your first from levels 1 through 4, all of the customers your team brings on board, you're going to earn $3 a month residual, right? Level 5, you get $250. Level 6, you get $225. And, once you become an ESD, you go all of those different levels where you start earning some generational overrides. But imagine, in our peak, we had about 61,000 customers that was paying every month. The team was responsible for maybe 60,000 of those customers. So these overrides starts adding up. Imagine getting $3 times 60,000, $2.50 times 60,000. Like, it starts to add up. Even if you had 1,000 people, 500 people, man, this thing becomes big. And so when you start writing out your goals and you start building a business, understanding the compensation plan, how many customers I want from the team, what is that going to look like residually from this portion of the comp plan? How many customers I personally want to $12, what I'm going to earn from that. And then we start building an organization of a customer base. And then we start saying, okay, what do I want to earn weekly? What is my weekly cash flow that I want to generate from my personal production, going out there recruiting, going out there growing a team? These customer acquisition bonuses are paid out every single week. And Mr. Newsom, when we came in this company, Alyssa, I wanted all the money. I didn't just want the initial, I want all the money. So when I looked at this, I said, they're going to pay me $100 to $560. How they going to pay that if the man only paying $299 to get started? Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's how it works. When you enroll an agent, you're going to get what we call an initial. When they pay their $299, you're getting an initial, right? Put a SD if you're a sales director here on the chat, right? I'm talking to all of my sales directors. As sales directors, as soon as you sign somebody up and they pay $299, $140 of that is going to you, right? So if you're a sales director, you recruit 10 people in a week, you made $1,400, right? But you also get $240 once that person gets 2 customers. Or you can place 2 customers under that person. So for me, when I was an SD, I don't want $140. I want the whole 380. So I want to bring you in and help you get 2 customers that same week so I can get the 140 and the 240 for a total of 380. Now, the company is so generous. Paramel, shout out to Paramel, man. Sue, everybody, the whole corporate staff. Shout out to all of the people that had a hand in writing this compensation plan, Mr. Newsom, right? They give you almost 70 days to trigger a cab. This is too easy. This is insane. My former company, if you ain't helped that person get 2 customers in the same month, the money got forfeited to the company. In my former company. So when I came here and seen that they give you 60 days, it's absolutely incredible. And so for you, when you bring somebody in, you don't want to wait 60 days. Your goal should be, I want to get that person in. I got to get you 2 customers the same week. Let's sign your auntie up, your cousin, the dog, the cat, anybody. We want to get 2 people in. Whether we give them the $89 discount, it doesn't matter. I want to get that person 2 customers so that they can get a flow of how to enroll a customer, but it's also unlocking the cab, right? Now, it is an exception to the rule. Everybody's not going to get 2 customers the same week. So in the meantime, you're still going to get an initial when you bring that person in. And whatever your title is on the screen right now, this is what you're getting initially soon as that person enrolls. Once they get the 2 customers, you get the remaining, which equals the total. And that's how it pays out anywhere from up to $100 to $560 for your personal enrollments that goes out there and get 2 customers. Now, remember, we said, this is where people lose it, Mr. Newsom. When I learned this, I couldn't sleep. What if I told you, you get an override? I hope you're listening to this, taking notes. For every time somebody's on your team goes out there and brings in an agent and help that person gets 2 customers. You make the difference between your rank and their rank. When I learned this, Mr. Newsom, I lost it. That's why I was so intentional on getting a person in, getting them field trainer that same week, triggering cabs. The overrides you make here is insane if you building and driving the comp plan. If you're casually building the comp plan, your check may not look like you want it to look every week. But if you're intentionally building it, you can have some pretty explosive weeks, just as sales director, RSD, ESD. Because you make the difference between your rank and their rank. So for example, let's say Mr. Newsom is a vice president. How much money do a person make at vice president when they bring in an agent and get 2 customers total? Put that number in the chat. How much a person make when they, as a vice president, you recruit somebody, they get 2 customers, okay, $500. You're earning $500 every time you bring in a business partner that get 2 customers, right? So Mr. Newsom is earning $500. He brought me in, we got 2 customers, but guess what? I'm at the agent level. So my total payout is $100 per recruit. Mr. Newsom total payout is $500 a recruit. The difference between 500 and 100 is a $400 override. So for every person the agent recruits for the vice president that's on their group, you making $400 overrides. So I knew if I brought in an agent and I helped this person, shout out to Mr. Newsom, you mentioned the Network Marketing Hall of Fame, this trophy they gave me years ago. But let's just say if I brought in a person and they went out there and got 10 agents as an agent that same week, they're going to make $1,000 because we're going to help those people get 2 customers. But you just made $400 if you're a vice president times 10. You just made $4,000 in overrides. That's just one person. What if you had 3 recruits that went out there and had a goal to recruit 10 their first week? That's 30 times 400. You just made $12,000. Like, if you really understand the difference that you make, anybody that's in your organization that's at a lower rank than you, you earn an override between the difference in your title and their title. So if you're a vice president, you have ESDs, you're earning up to $25 per recruit that comes to that ESD organization that brings someone in and get qualified. If you're a vice president, you got RSDs, regional sales directors, $500, $430. The override difference is $70 every recruit that comes in that get qualified. If you're a sales director and you're a vice president, you got SDs, you're making $120 for every SD that comes in that goes out there and recruits someone that get 2 customers. So if you understand these lines of bonuses and revenues that's coming in your organization, the CAF that you're earning weekly can be massive if you really understand this. If you really move the comp plan weekly on what you want to earn and be intentional about what you want to earn and not casually build. And so I just want you guys to understand that. I know sometimes it may take people a few times to look at this to really understand the CAFs, but once you get this, you won't sleep. Once you get this, you're going to build with a certain level of intention on what you want your money to look like every single week as you're going out here and building an organization, right? Our coded bonus structure, again, as you build your organization, we have coded bonuses where you get a percentage of all the revenue that comes in. Now, when I got with Paramel, I said, you know what? This company's incredible. I've never seen a company, Alyssa, Mr. Newsom, I've never seen a company, Josiny, I've never seen a company that paid people 3 different forms of residual income. I've never seen that before. And if you're in the R&R club, it's really 4 forms of residual income. You're getting the $12 a month for your personal customers. You're getting the $3 a month residually for all the customers your team bring on board, and you're getting a coded bonus. This is our old infinity. And you get, that's 3 different forms of residual on top of what's going to come place once you start getting to the R&R club that I'm about to cover shortly. So the company here is insane when you're building the business with intention. The money here is just absolutely, I've never seen anything like it. All right. And so again, shout out to the Medallion Club members as we wrap up the compensation plan here. Again, write your check and write it big. This company pays out big money. Don't hit SD, RSD and say, well, I got the SD and RSD and my income is lower than what I was as senior field trainer. Well, as senior field trainer, you was working the business to drive the SD. You want to work the business when you at SD because you get paid more money for doing the same things, right? And so for Medallion Club members, the company has put this in place. It's been a game changer. The company's going to actually pay you, give you different bonuses. You get an exclusive club. You get updates before, the whole company. You have intimate conversations with the VP of sales. They just had an exclusive Medallion Club member only retreat in New York, right? So as you start, how do I get in the Medallion Club? Well, number one, go out there and personally get 20 customers at the bronze level. They're going to give you an extra $200 just for going out there and doing it, still making money in the comp plan. How do I go to the next level? Silver, 30 personal customers, right? You get to go as high as diamond and get to 250 personal customers. Here within the company, you're getting a $2,500 bonus just for going out there and doing that. Now, again, these payments, as you start to hit the higher levels, it does require the person to make 3 payments for it to actually count as one. But shout out to all of the Medallion Club members, man. If we build and drive this will grow the customer base in the company. This will help us hit that ultimate goal of 1 million customers on the books paying every single month. That will make us a $1 billion company. 1 million customers paying $89 a month. That's $89 million a month. You times that by 12, we're a $1 billion company. So the more we drive for Medallion Club members and customer base and recruiting and getting people to really understand, the bigger the company grows. And of course, you're going to get a percentage of that pie as well. And so as I close out here before I go into the event details in Houston, I hope you guys really understanding the compensation plan. Like the comp plan here is astronomical. 3 different forms of residuals, weekly bonuses that you make growing a team, $100 the cab bonuses. Like the comp plan here is insane. Even the coded bonus and infinity bonus that we get paid out every single month. It's just crazy. But the company has also added the R&R Club. This is what the company shared with the top leaders. This is a revenue share that the company personally shares with the top leaders. And so how do you become an R&R Club member? R&R Club stands for Rest, Relaxation, and Retirement. Once you get about 500 people in your group, customers and or agents, could be both, man, you get you in the R&R Club. Now, it got to be structured the right way. You can't just have 500 people in one leg. Got to be structured the right way, right? Got to be broken kind of even. But once you hit each of these levels, you're getting a bonus. They're giving you $3,500 in a bonus immediately. As soon as you get to level 1 of the R&R Club. And what if I told you these people are going to give you $700 a month? Put a 1 in the chat if that can help out with a car note, car payment, insurance. You're going to get $700 a month every single month on top of the $3,500 up front for hitting it. This has nothing to do with the comp plan I just covered. This is just for you being in the R&R Club. Level 2, right? You got to have about 1,000 people in your group, right? It got to be structured the right way. Now, that's $700 a month that I told you that you're going to get every month. That increased to now you're getting $1,200 a month. And once you hit level 2, you get a $15,000 one-time bonus. 9,000 of it is going to go to you immediately. And here's what the company going to do. Here's how they're going to set you up for retirement. The 6,000 of that 15 grand, they putting it in a platform that's going to grow for you every single month. Level 3, it goes from now you was at the $1,200 a month to now you're getting $1,500 a month. And for hitting level 3, you get a $25,000 bonus. $15,000 go to you up front. And then 10,000 goes into the platform that's growing your money every single month. So now you got 16,000 or whatever it is plus in that account growing for you, right? These bonuses can go as high as 350,000, and you can get as high as 50,000 a month. See where it says monthly savings pay? This is a monthly bonus you get every single month, 50 grand a month. All of this money is working. This is what the company is doing for the leaders. Growing that money, you getting this money every month. This has nothing to even do with the compensation plan. This has nothing to even do with this. This is just what the company does for people that's getting in the R&R club. And again, to get in the R&R club, all you need is 500 agents and or customers anywhere in your group structured the right way. That's level 1 of the R&R club. And to hit the pinnacle level of the R&R club, you need about 60,000 customers and or agents in your group. You'll get a $350,000 bonus. They can give you $50,000 a month for the rest of your life on top of all of the ways you get paid. Now, once you hit the top level of the R&R club, man, you're making insane income. I mean, you're talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in income, what the compensation plan shares here. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, again, I wanted to kind of just methodically go over the comp plan so you guys can understand, if you build it with intention, if you understand the algorithms and all of the ways you get paid, you can make an absolute fortune with what we have here. And here's the crazy thing, Mr. Newsom. Most companies, they either have a good product, bad comp plan. Good service, bad comp plan. Great comp plan, horrible product or service. You're in the middle of a gold mine where you have a service, a product that everybody need, or they know somebody that need it, and you got the most explosive compensation plan that I've ever seen in this industry. Most companies don't have that, especially with a company that's been around for 20 years, that's debt-free, that's battle-tested, that's proven. And so all words, ladies and gentlemen, is going to lead us to Houston. And if I can share and leave you with anything of coming off of this call, I can tell you one of the highest paid positions in this profession is promoting events. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be in Houston, Texas, October 11th and 12th. Put a 5 in the chat if you already got your ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, I can just tell you right now, it's not many tickets available. I think all of the rooms at the host hotel, it's the Marquise Marriott, I think they're already sold out. I just want to encourage you, man, go get you a ticket and bring some people with you. When I looked at this business, I looked at it as a real estate play. I knew when I came to the event, my first convention, I didn't have very many people. I came in a month before the convention. But one day I said, man, I want to dominate this room. I want to have 50% of the room. And then my mindset grew, I want to have 75% of the room. And one day I want to have 98% of the room. I'll leave 2% for everybody else, but I want 98% of the room. Because I knew if we had the most people at the room in the event, our people was going to come out. We're going to grow leaders. And everything else will take care of itself. And so in Houston, ladies and gentlemen, one of the fastest growing teams in the company is actually out there. The entire company is going to be there. All of the leaders that you're seeing here on the call, the VP of sales, the owner of the company, you can literally go here and get tickets. And I can't even believe tickets are now $69 for an event like this. Man, the company's being really generous. It's usually $100, $99. You can go get a ticket right now today for $69. I know the event is already 75% sold out. And you want to be there. Some leaders are already buying 10 tickets, 5 tickets for their team in advance, just so that they can save that person a seat to be able to come to the event. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as we close out today, we didn't want to overwhelm you. We wanted you to really come here and really get foundation. We want you to understand the back office. We want you to understand services. Like every person that comes in, we want them activated ASAP, immediately. We want you to understand how you go out there and get paid and getting launched. And so as we close out tomorrow, VP University, we want to have every single person that we can that got a pulse on that call. That's going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll be sending a link out for that. Actually, it's going to be on the same link at 8 p.m. Eastern, VP University. On Tuesdays, we have our overview. Myself, Mr. Rochester, will be running that call at 8 p.m. Eastern. Also at 1 o'clock on Tuesdays, You have the overview, the launch card that Mr. Josny Catterton goes over every single Monday. Every first Saturday of the new month, we're going to be here doing a Super Saturday virtually. We apologize for not doing it last month. We had so much growth going on. We didn't get a chance traveling and stuff. But every first Saturday, book it on your calendar. We're having a Super Saturday event here virtually for the entire company. Again, hats off to all of the leaders. Thank you guys so much for serving. I know you guys got a busy schedule. I know you guys are with family. Thank you again to Jamal for opening up the call. Mr. VP of Sales, Chris Holder, for coming in, painting vision. Marlon Hester did a wonderful job to open up the call. All of the testimonials, Dr. Helen, also the young lady, the sales director who came in and just smashed it, hitting up Medallion Club as well. Also, we had Razor who did a terrific job covering the services. Jocelyn did a wonderful job. Mr. Newsom did an incredible job. Just everyone, man. Alyssa, everyone who did a great job on the call today. Let's smash this week. Today is September 7th. We got a whole month right now. People are looking to make money like never before. They're out of the vacation mode. Kids are back in school. People are looking for opportunity. And we got the sauce. We got everything that anybody need, and you can go out there and change your situation. If you put your head down in the next 30, 45 days, man, you won't even recognize your life. And so again, thank you guys so much for joining us here on the call today. We'll see each and every one of you at the beat.
Put in the work, dude. Congratulations. You made it way past the basics. This calls for a massive celebration. Welcome to the winner's circle.